It's a good start, isn't it? It's a good start. Where's Rick? Rick's turned into a painting.
He said he was going to go down to the pub for a pint quick.
Well, I thought he was joking.
I hope it's close.
Anyway, episode 9. Welcome along, fellas.
Hello.
Oh, what a week after the show, mate, eh? What a week. It's like temperatures, fish stock. Here he is. Those people that don't know, Rick from New Forest Koi has joined us. We're going to talk about stuff to do with UK koi breeding today. And we've got some stuff that Rick has shared with us that I'm hoping we'll get to a little bit later on. But I have got some rather challenging questions for you, Mr. Rick. So, and
Mr. Rick.
I think it's probably stuff that's never come across your desk before. So that's going to be quite interesting. But koi show. How did you find it, Lee? Let's start with you, mate, because it was your first one as a dealer. Let's go from, we know you've got videos out, but let's go from getting stock, conditioning, getting them to the show, issues at the show, if any, and sales, and then bringing them back and issues, if any. There you go.
Yeah, well, obviously, I think people have seen the journey. Getting stock, I mean, was okay. Conditioning them in here was really good. I mean, the ponds are performing really well. I mean, taking them to the national, kind of stressful. I mean, not stressful in a pin behind a wall and getting hammered by the Taliban stressful, but a little bit stressful, more stress than I'm used to in Civvy Street. And working the show, surprisingly busy. I did enjoy, and I've got to thank a couple of people that helped me. I mean, Phil Norton. If it wasn't for Phil Norton all weekend, I would have been in trouble. And obviously, Aaron from hobbyist helped me on the Saturday morning, which was really good. And Seabay actually helped me pack down the show at the end. And if it wasn't for that, mate, he's a packing monster. I'd still be packing up at 11 o'clock at night, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, the show was really good. Absolutely enjoyed it. Loved talking to people. However, bringing the fish back was all okay. Getting on top of them back in the facility is very difficult. Do you know what I mean? I must say they had a hard weekend being, picked through, netted, etc., and then coming back to this facility, getting them all help. They're all fine now, but it's taken me a couple of days to get on top of them. I'm not going to lie. And I mean, I do feel for hobbyists, actually, because they're in the same boat with a little less knowledge than us. So, I mean, it's been a hard weekend for the fish with the temperatures, etc. And with some hobbyists that probably are not as knowledgeable as most, them trying to integrate them into their ponds, I would think they've got their work cut out. Don't you think? I mean,
absolutely.
I don't know.
I've had customers contacting me yesterday and today.
Yeah.
Not just from my fish, from fish I've bought elsewhere as well about Krafty, this has happened, that's happened, and they're
difficult, isn't it?
They look a little bit stressed out, and same old thing that we see. But it looked like you had a bloody good show, actually, Lee.
It was absolutely great.
Scenes, but
honestly, do you know the one thing I wish I bought is 500 mugs. I could have left the fish at home. The mug sales were pretty rapid.
Mate, I said to a couple of people at the show, I am now just going to take a vat and just pile loads of mugs up in them, because they seem to sell better than fish, to be perfectly honest.
But I can't thank anyone that walked into my tent. I can't thank enough. It was amazing. For anyone that just came in to say hello to other people that come in and paid £500 for fish.
It don't matter.
What else?
Does it? That's what
it doesn't make a difference to me. It was just great to see everyone, honestly.
Yeah. Dave, how did your show go? You look like you had a good show as well.
Yeah, we were busy. It was good. We managed to sell quite a bit of stock, which was nice. But like Lee said, it wasn't easy. I mean, we were trying to condition koi before the show in 26, 27 degrees, which I don't like to do. It's too hot for me. I
don't think anyone does, mate. To be fair.
I always generally before a show, my fish are at 18. 19 if I have to, and then I think you stand a much better chance of conditioning the koi. So we were up against it realistically before we even left for the show. But that said, in fairness, they travelled well to the show, but and those that we brought back, I would imagine 10% of them, they've been a challenge for 2 or 3 days, like Lee said, but we've got them now sitting in salt, some Alparex, and they've come back round. But so it just shows you that the stress factor of, well, the temperatures. I think the temperatures was the major factor, because the water we were putting in to do our changes, we were discussing earlier, I wouldn't be at all surprised, was 5-6 degrees difference between that and the water in your vat. And these constant swings like this, it had to stress them and upset them in some way.
But in fairness, the stock looked good, didn't it? In our three anyway. I didn't really go wandering this weekend, mate.
To be honest, over the weekend, I thought the fish looked, absolutely fine. They were doing a little bit more flicking maybe towards the end of Sunday. I think they were starting to then show signs they've had enough in that vat. No matter what you put in, what water changes you did, it didn't seem to. I think they were showing signs that they'd had enough by then. And then, of course, the boxing up and then the trip home, and they're going to be another 5-6 hours in them boxing before you get back into good water again.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I had earmarked quite a few more Nisai to come along.
Yeah,
but it's like by the time everything's boxed up, put in the back of the van, and then you start looking at travel times and do you really want your fish sat there? And I said, sack it. We'll just go with what we've got now. So we had the main selling stock and took the mud pond fish. You know, it's our twitchy bum time, isn't it? When you're on your way up to the show, you don't know what it's going to be like when you get there.
I mean, I was quite surprised, Krafty, because I'd probably earmarked about 10 Nisai to take, and in the end I took maybe 6. Because I was doing the same, worried about what they're going to be like when they're up there. But actually, once we got up there, they weren't that bad at all.
I was super impressed, like how well they looked, to be fair.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting them back again. I think every dealer, I've spoke to other dealers as well today and yesterday that have just through like ringing up and having a chat, or them ringing me for a chat. And I think we're all in the same boat, trying to just reintegrate. I mean, the way that I do it is in water, salt Alpharex, right? And then they're just left alone for 3 or 4 or 5 days. Yeah. And today was the first time I dipped a net. And then I had a bit of a sort through, which is quite nice because some people miss some bangers, mate. So I was quite happy with some fish that weren't sold.
I was quite. Is it lucky or is it not lucky? But I had a really nice batch of Yoshino in, and I only managed to sell 1. And I'm glad because I've just integrated those now from this facility here into my main pond, because my main pond's pretty much empty, and they look good in there. They are going to thrive in there. Can't wait to see what they'll turn out with for the Great British,
Yeah.
So outside of that, Rick, welcome along to the Koi Show Live. And that, for those people that don't know, Rick and I have been planning on dates for some time. So this isn't a spare of the moment thing. Just to put any rumours to bed before they start. Koi Show, Rick, as somebody that's got the knowledge that you have, bearing in mind you see more of the show than all 3 of us put together, I reckon.
I check it all out, mate, don't I?
You do?
Yeah, it showed the dealers that perhaps took too many fish were, by the Sunday afternoon, you could see who'd perhaps got a bit carried away with stocks and what they thought they might sell, and who took the right amounts and whatever. Fair play on anyone. It's horrendous trying to hold fish unfiltered. Temperature swings I know what our fish would behave badly.
Your fish would all jump out, mate.
They'd be trying to jump. Yeah, they'd just go absolutely.
I do feel like I've had the first experience proper trial by fire.
Yeah, well,
baptism of fire for real.
Yeah, mate, I was thinking for the first show that was difficult circumstances, mate.
I don't think it could get worse than that. Really, I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
That's the hardest show I've had. Period.
Yeah.
Since I've been doing them.
Ever.
With them temperatures and them swings, and that was difficult, mate. So you did extremely well. And in all fairness, Lee, for a first time as well, I can think over the years there's quite a few stands that didn't look quite as nice as yours, mate.
Oh, that's good. Thank you very much.
Mine included, mate.
The check's in the post. Cheers, boys.
I mean, to be fair, when the sheer amount of fish spawning in the hobbyist vats was just unreal. I mean, that's the worst I've ever seen it. And the stress those fish were going through, obviously, not only being in shallow vats, temperature swings, spawning. It's just, most of them looked pretty good. There was some that looked like sad by the end of it.
Rick, can I ask you a question? As you're a breeder, is there anything you can put in the water to stop the spawning or to disencourage it, shall we say? Do you know of anything? Is there anything?
No, it's something I sort of did to sort of almost cross my mind just looking at this. Obviously you can't control the temperature, you can't control the shallow vats, you can't control the fact those fish are coming from environments where they're not going to want to spawn to an environment that's going to trigger them into spawning. So unless you could put some kind of hormone, something in that would stop it, because even when even the vats that just had females in were spawning. You didn't need males to trigger it. To be honest, I think the only way of doing it is avoiding those temperatures. And obviously, how do you do that?
Here's one for you.
The dates, you can get a hot weekend in May as you can a hot weekend in May.
You can get a freak weekend any time of the year, can't you? That can trigger. Well, not any time of the year, but within the spawning season, you can get any weekend of freak weather like that.
Here's one for you, Rick. So I came down yesterday morning and I took probably half the Nisai from my main pond with me. Yesterday morning, I come down and it looked like they had a bit of a jiggy. I couldn't see. I could see him, obviously going for it, but I couldn't. There was no egg, but the water was full of milk. You know what I mean? Because I was dipping the net in and there was no eggs or anything, but it just feels like the boys were having a bit of a fun time and the girls weren't giving up. Does that happen?
Yeah, or you get a very immature female that does spawn, but the number of eggs is so low and they're so small that you might not ever see them, but the males will just go for it in the same way.
Like you do with your Mrs. Lee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is what it is. So
it is what it is.
Before we get on to anything, again, we've got some massive numbers coming in, which is brilliant. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that popped in to see us. And I know that there was a lot of good feedback about the Koi Show Live. So what we've decided to do today is we're going to do a giveaway, right? But like always, we're going to invite somebody on, right, to answer a question and then ask them a couple of questions about their setup and their experience. And if you look behind Dave, you'll see a Koi Show Live T-shirt. I've been in touch with Yasu Koi today. And we are going to have some talks about other merch and bits and pieces. And what I think would be a good idea, and I haven't even passed this through Lee or Dave actually, anyone that comes on the show, I think we should donate them a T-shirt as a thank you gift. So when they come back on, they can also wear it. Unlike Lee that hasn't put his on tonight.
Sorry, mate.
What size are you, Rick?
Oh, large, mate.
Extra large for Rick then. You know what they say? How many fags you smoke? 10. That's 20.
Well, we've got another large, so that's not a problem.
So at some point today, we will encourage someone to come on and answer a question. Those people that entered last week, they all got entrance for full weekends, I think. So that was good. Right, I just want to put something to bed about the Keegan food. As it stands at the minute, I've seen that after the live that we've done, where we give a little bit of an insight into the Keegan food, the so-called YouTube done its thing, and everybody started to say this ain't acceptable, that's not acceptable. when it hasn't even released yet and we haven't even seen results. But one thing that we have got now is pricing, proper pricing. So I'm going to share with you because, like I always do, I like to research things as other people should. And what I've done is I went over the whole Keegan range, the Saki range, and also Nutrimare range as well. Okay, and what that showed is that if we look down on the third column, 5 kilograms, every single brand across the whole range do a 5 kilo price. So on top of that, what that means that what I can do is then work out what it is per kilo. And to do a fair comparison, right, if you look at 5 kilos, that is the only weight that every single one of them foods puts together. Now, RG92 in 6 mil, the Keegan special, all right, that retails at £85 for 5 kilos. So at price per kilo, you'll see that it's £17 a kilo. Okay. Now, if we then look at what's the closest one to in Saki to the RG92, would you say?
Got with the colour in it.
Right, if we go with colour then, 5 kilos of Saki colour, 149 quid. 5 kilos, that's £29.80. That's almost twice as much as what the Keegan special is, the RG92. So therefore, the stuff that was being said on YouTube, where how can it come in as expensive as Saki, etc., is bollocks. All right, so let's start thinking about, before we start putting things out on YouTube about pricing and start slandering products, etc., about prices, do your own work. When we look at Nutrimare, again, which is also a competitor within the range, Nutrimare colour comes in at exactly the same as RG92. So therefore, that is the competition, direct competition. And both of these brands are in competition with each other, but also Saki being the benchmark, right? So let's see what the results do with Keegan, right? Because the RG92 thing is extra special. And let's take that down. So what I'd say to anyone is that's watching it, pause it, take a screenshot and have a look, because them prices were accurate of a week ago. Okay, all taken. Nutrimare's was taken off Nutrimare site. Saki was based on what Pedigree supply me with regards to the prices that we should sell at. And Keegan is the prices that we should sell at as well. All right, so I thought I'd share it, right, and put something to bed, because it's unfair when people are spreading malicious crap without doing any homework. And it's nothing to do with because you're selling it. It's to put facts right. That's it. So anyway, enough. Oh, I don't like that.
Crafty loves
I like being over there.
Oh,
I'm back over there.
In your seats, gentlemen. So on top of that, I spent quite a lot of time with Theo that does the does the Keegan range. He's agreed to come on the show. So we're currently working at hooking a date on, and then we can get from the horse's mouth the whole story behind it. Rick, I'll introduce you to Theo.
Thank you for that.
You're very welcome, mate. What did you find? I mean, I left you talking to him, so I don't know what you discussed, but what was your takings from it?
Yeah, well, he's a knowledgeable guy. He's obviously put some work into it. We've agreed he's going to do it for the food trial next year, as far as we're sort of agreed in principle to do it. So we'll get comparisons with all the other diets next year that goes against and what's done this year and what was done last year. So we'll have a real good breakdown of how good it is. He's confident about how good it'll be. It's one of those, it sounds too good to be true, but that's where these advances in foods come from, isn't it? You find ingredients and they do, you know, there's still people that say, well, color enhancers don't work. Well, they do.
They do.
Quite clearly they do.
Yeah.
You know, and lots of
Hold
stuff.
Hold the thought a minute, Rick. John, right? Those prices that you see on the screen are taken from Pedigree, right? That is the recommended price. Not what they sold for in the shop. That's the recommended retail price, which is what all of them, other than Nutrimare, I don't have their price list, but as they're selling it, that's what I took it from. So before you start bantering on about it's not this, it's not that, that is what pedigree ask us to sell it at.
And in
right?
fairness,
so if you're seeing it cheaper, there's less margin in it for the person that's selling it, mate. That's
and not only that, pedigree are going to start enforcing it later on in the year. They told me that at the national.
Absolutely.
I think I've seen it. It's dearer than that, and it's on the colour now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$3.29, mate. Yeah.
$3.29. I've seen
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, $2.99 is cheap.
But so I mean, the thing with Nutrimare, I think those prices include delivery, so there's a slight difference. But obviously,
I mean, they may include delivery, Rick, but we swallow delivery. So if we put that on top,
it's marginal, isn't it? But I think people were going, "Oh, it's dearer than Saki," and to be fair, I didn't even really look at the prices, but it's one of those. Yeah, the guy. That the RG92, when you look at some of the videos about it, it just does. It seems too good to be true. You know, the magic of the Holy Grail. It seems to, but all these different ingredients, they do make differences. So,
I mean, I pulled the white paper on it, Rick. Once I've seen the interview with Theo, when he started to expose the product, I found the white paper where they used RG92 on flounder. Now I know it's flounder and not koi, but fish are fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And when you see the results because of that being added into a diet, I can't see
how it can't work.
Do any different.
My issue with that is obviously it's a 3-year-old. There's a 3-year-old video, the whole scientific video on the flounder farm, and it's like a miracle product. Why is it not everywhere in all these industries of multi-million-pound bass farming, salmon farming, cod farming? Maybe
it's because they can't create enough. Because when speaking to Theo, he told us how much water they have to use to produce this algae, and when they then farm it, how little they get out of such an expanse.
Oh, it was minute.
Tiny, minute in comparison to the amount of water, but we'll let him tell us all about that.
And I was speaking to Yusuke Ogata over the weekend after the show finished when we was out and about, and he confirmed that I'm not going to say tonight what they're using it for, but they're using it. But he did confirm it is so expensive. So that could be a point where a lot of people won't introduce it into products because it's just going to tip it over what they're frightened will become too expensive for people.
Yeah, their price points.
Yeah.
Maybe the flounder farm was sort of like a benchmark, an experiment, even where they invested into it, and then the real price came out, and maybe only mentalists that keep ornamental koi will delve into their pockets for it. Who knows?
Somebody who wants a bit of salmon on their salad at night is only prepared to pay probably X amount for that. That may be something like that. Or I
mean, people have, we're starting to get feedback. So I spoke to Fia at the weekend, was very impressed. I've started on the Keegan Kinsai. It's only been a week, and I'm very impressed with how it's going so far. That's good. Good feedback. Let's have a look.
It's one of those until it's done.
Yeah,
multiple trials, multiple stuff against each other.
That's right, of course.
What are you going to use, Rick? The 92? Are you going to use the 92, Rick?
That was the plan. Yeah, I want to use their premium one, so we can just, because obviously by then we'll have results from Nutrimare, we'll have results from the Dainichi food, Saki Color, cheap brands, deer brands. We'll have it all as a breakdown of the differences. And what you get for those, does the extra cost? I mean, generally so far, the dearer foods we use have all performed better, but it's how much that extra cost does it weigh up against the fish you're growing, the quality of fish you got, what you're doing with them.
Can you quantify it? Yeah.
It's just another source, and it's another research. People can go, well, this suits my budget. This suits my budget. It's.
And not only that, I mean, when you spoke to him, you said that you've got the same amount of fish going in the same ponds year on year, so you can even look back. Now, the only difference is temperatures, I suppose.
The actual stock will be slightly different, but we always make the weight the weight of the 100 fish the same, so the start's the same, the number of fish, everything's as controlled as we can make it without. This year's been exceptional. We've had to stop feeding twice already.
Yeah,
It's got too hot, and that's, you know, so there'll be slight variations, but the difference we see in the outcome is massive between the food, so it's not really a problem. Always got some proper lager.
And obviously a Father's Day present. What a bottle opener.
That's one of your Christmas, mate, isn't it? With a bottle opener.
Cheers, yes.
To the back.
Trained you well.
I'll just go home with the kid and the puppy.
Cool.
So for me, the reason why I wanted Rick to be introduced to Theo is because
cheers.
Last year, when we see the results come back from the food trials that he done, I think it opened a few eyes to what can be achieved with small fish, tosai. And for me, the benchmark, well, the results, there was two different categories. You had Nutrimare doing well, and you had the Dainichi food that come in top. But when you looked at the price comparisons, Nutrimare definitely was a winner. So when Keegan's come on, it'd be nice to see what Keegan can do, because although the science is there, and like Rick says, if it says what it does on the tin, right, let's have a look at what the comparisons are. And for me, I think that's a great idea, you know, and hopefully it will put some of this sort of battling that's going on unnecessarily to bed, right? Because at the end of the day, food's food. And you feed what you want to feed at the end of the day. But it will be good to see what it does. Now, I do know that Seabay's been doing it. I spoke to him at the weekend, and he's quite happy with it, Lee. Did you speak to him at all?
Yeah, I spoke to him extensively about it. He said, yeah, he was really again, early days, but he goes, for the last 3 months, he's been feeding that to that little batch of tosai in his quarantine or his grow on. He says it's been going fine. Early days, but he's quite happy and quite, optimistic of the results.
Which is absolutely banging. Absolutely banging. Right then, Rick. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a few little questions now regarding New Forest.
That sounds bad.
I've come up with some questions, as I always do. So Gaz is on. Evening, Gaz. Nice of you to join.
Hi, mate.
Whilst your gas is on, I just want to say, we didn't do the live last night.
Yeah, commiserations.
Gaz's mum passed away yesterday, just before.
Oh, okay.
So, sympathies to him and his family, mate. That's
yeah.
Not
good. But at least you're here now, and feel free to pipe up in the comments, mate. So, the New Forest brand, been around for a long, long time. How many years, Rick? Do you know?
I've been doing it 31 years, I think.
Now, did you open the brand along with?
No. So we also had the fish room. We used to do buy and sell fish. Well, they did there, and I was good friends. My brother was good friends with Sean, and when I started working there, he sort of took it over from his dad, from the family, and that's when we sort of branded it New Forest Koi, and we sort of started together there. He's the boss. He owns it. You won't ever see him. When you do, you don't realise he's like who's that hiding there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's his business. He lives on site. He's there pretty much 24/7. And yeah,
looks like a sexy Kenny Rogers when I was there.
I don't know about sexy. Sorry, Sean, if you're watching, mate.
It might be, but yeah, he's one of those. I would have bankrupted us 100 times over, trying to do things that I want to do, and he reins it in. You know, we can only spend what the business has made, or we can do this year. It just works as well as a team. Carl's been there probably 20 years as well now, so that longevity together means you have your roles, and there isn't even after you don't even need discussion. You just know who's doing what, who's looking after what. And we have other staff that sort of come and go, but that's sort of hardcore. It's been there 100 years between us or whatever. It's a long time.
Rick, how many varieties did you did you start with in the early days, and how many do you do as an average now a season?
To start with, it was sort of when there was a few brood stock there when we sort of converted over from what was Sway Lakes or whatever the sort of brand was. It was more you just put stuff that looked like each other in a pond and let them spawn and just hope something was successful. I think the first year I sort of started there is when we saw that the outcome from that was just it was just all over the place. You couldn't sort of work from that. So that's when we went into sort of dry stripping, pairing off, and immediately you then get a consistent amount of offspring to work with. Variety wise is what we could originally get hold of from Japan, which was back then it was you just had to go for a wholesaler and you got boxes shipped in from a farm, and sometimes they were good, sometimes they were not good. It was the internet wasn't there, the information wasn't there. We were literally groundbreaking, and you'd have success with one set 1 year, and it was all over the place.
Who made the decision to go from buying and selling to spawning and selling?
It came about because of the amount of, obviously, when we used to buy stuff in, and we used to buy stuff in from not just Japan, China, Israel, but you get good boxes and you get some horrific stuff coming in. Like literally, back then you could open a box and you could have half the fish in a box would have sores and wounds and falling to bits, and it was just like, this is just not how do you quarantining was kind of not a thing. You used to have, you've got your shop, you used to try and buy fish, you go to the airport, you bring them back, and you're like,
off the back of a trailer.
It literally, it was, and it just wasn't. When you suddenly when you did have a problem, you ended up bringing it into a situation where then you've got a problem with loads of fish and you lose so much stock and you can't sell stock, and it was a nightmare. So it was like, well, we must be able to do this. We've been breeding, already they're breeding goldfish and loach and tench and all sorts of stuff. So the basics were there. Just went from there, really. It's just like, let's get into this a bit more. I think some of our original parents worked really well. We didn't know at the time. Obviously, they were coming from farms and they were very, very closely. So we get a box of kahakus from one farm in Nagata. They're our kahaku brood stock. So the success rate with them when we did spawn them was really high, but their genetic strength was really low. So you might get a really good spawn in and you think, wow, we've got thousands of these. This is easy. And then come September when the temperature drops,
all the colour falls off.
Dying like flies, and you just like, well, what's going on here? And you just learn, don't you? It's easier now. You can jump online and just it's all there, isn't it? But back then it was, sleeping sickness was unheard of. How you harden your fish up. Obviously, the Japanese breeders didn't sell tosai because they were too weak to travel. They knew the problems. They toughened them up and sold them when they were bigger. It's a changed industry, isn't it? We just certain varieties, and when you actually get offspring that look like that variety is a good start, and then you start thinking they're great, but you don't really know that much about them. Just the fact that red and white's a good start. So we just went down that road and obviously get more into it, buying more stuff in console, trying to get all the different varieties, and that was a disaster. So we took the first trip out there early 2000s to buy fish specifically as parents, and that's another opener when you actually get there and see how many fish the farms have got, and it's just like, oh god, where do you sort of start? You've got a limited budget and you've got stuff in your head that you've gone out to buy, and suddenly trying to get hold of basically looking for Sansai to use as parent fish to come back was a bit of a nightmare. But
you got there.
We got there. We did it.
And sounds like.
Yeah, it's we're still learning. 30 years down the line, it's still.
So have you got more adventurous, Rick, with your pairing up now, or and more confident, surely.
No, I mean, we've never had an issue. It's obviously, to start with, it was all kind of, once we started learning to do, so the first years here, we did the first dry stripping, and you could then use a male and female that you specifically wanted and put the egg somewhere else. And suddenly we're getting 90% hatch rates and no fatalities with those fish whatsoever. And it's like, well, hang on, this has gone from maybe getting 2,000 or 3,000 fish out of a self-spawn pond to having 50,000 fish without any, just from one parent set. So that was a massive game changer. But then you've got to learn how do you look after those fry. And the hardest thing with koi bar, that 2 to 5 week old stage is by far the hard. Breeding koi is easy. I think growing koi is actually quite easy. If you know what you're doing, it's just a money thing, it's a space, it's whatever. Rearing koi from 2 to 5 weeks there isn't a cheat code for that one. And that's what, I could do 5 million koi a year up to 2 weeks old, but I'd have no koi left at 5 weeks old. You just can't. That is the big.
Why is that the pinnacle though, Rick? Between mass loss and good success.
They basically feed by sight, and so they need live food. They need top quality water, but it's almost impossible to filter them because they go through pumps, they go through nets, cages, whatever. They hate being in cages. So you sort of come back to mud ponds is your answer. You can put them out if you prepare a mud pond right, phenomenal. But how many mud ponds, can you do for each spawning? How much space you got? So out in Japan, they might have 50 mud ponds for their fry from 50 parent sets. Phenomenal. But to get that to work here with the space we got, it's literally impossible. And obviously we used to use mud ponds from, but then you can't get them back to grade them. So it's just the next problem. And also if you do have massive success, then suddenly you've got 100,000 fish where you need to get the best 10,000 out of them at an inch long. But how do you then net that mud pond that's now got algae and weeds and shit growing in it? It's just,
difficult.
It is. Yeah, I mean, if you had unlimited space and you could dig fresh ponds for the fry every year and whatever, you could do it. But to do it year on year,
I looked at Vince's video yesterday, and you had them koi that had eaten grass seeds that decided to then sprout in their face.
Yeah,
like little snipers. Lee had grass seed there stuck, and it sprouted.
Well, what did the fry? That's amazing.
No, they do it. So we got a certain type of grass that grows in the tunnels, and it sheds a seed that's a perfect size. So it's when they're sort of 3/4 of an inch, it's a perfect size for them. So it hits the one and slowly sinks, and the fry snaffle it, and then it germinates in their throat, and it just grows out their face and just kills them.
Oh my god!
Like something like Bear the Triffid. So if you don't clear those grasses before they go to seed, then you might have 1,000 fish. All
that's a new form of parasite, isn't it?
It's just one of those freaks. We've had types of blanket that grow in like a hexi mesh. It is like the perfect hexi mesh, and the just gill nets the fry, and you can get sheets of this weed out, and it's just gill net, and if something can kill them, it will. So
madness, and
obviously consistency of when you've got decent parent sets, you need to get the most out of them. That's where the sort of, I suppose, don't say skill, the knowledge, trial and error, call it what you will, starts to come into play.
So obviously, just talking about, you've been doing it for 30 years now, you've probably built up your parent sets now. Any certain parent sets that you can think of that perform extremely well over the last 5 to 10 years or recently?
Well, your one did all right, didn't it?
Well, obviously, mate, he was spawned by a dirty old man, so he's not going to be any different, is he?
There's certain, I mean, like our Shishui line and the Asagis or whatever, they're kind of bulletproof. They're
where are they from? What farms are they coming from?
Our Shishui line's old, probably our third generation by now of home-bred, originally from Afuchi and Kalkami farms on those. your sagi, your oya, the original one's oya line. But we use so many of our own parent fish, and that just it does help. If a batch does well in our water, in our environment, and we can use them as parents, we're kind of making our own lines or whatever to some degree. But things change in Japan all the time. The amount that's changed, the level of fish from 25 years ago that were coming from Japan to now is monstrously different. So you have to keep investing in new parents, new varieties, new qualities, new lines, or you get left behind, don't you?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's certain stuff we do that's quite sought after. The Shiros are quite sought after. The problem with them is the good parents we got produce such small numbers of black fry. It is.
I noticed.
Blows your mind.
What farm are they coming from? Are they coming from Omasako or?
That's an Omasako specific. Normally, the fish we've used from Omasako don't have this problem, but we've got one particular female that normally 5 to 10% of the fry are black.
Oh, really? That's
we get 100,000 eggs from her, and we hatch 100,000. We've got 5,000 fish from the end of the Kuroko. It's just, and
So from your grow and show that you've just released, is that the parent set that you use for that?
We use that and one of its daughters, which is slightly better for black offspring, but it produces slightly more Benny in the offspring, so you get more showers from it.
Yeah.
So the plan was to just use the daughter, but we had to use both fish to get the 5,000 for the event. It's just been an absolute headache, to put it politely. But it's done. But it's So obviously from those two fish, we had 150,000 eggs that we hatched. So we were down to 10,000 black fry by the time we did sort of all the Kuroko and whatever, which was split between 4 ponds. But about 25-30% of those black fry never do anything. They become pathetic little sort of runts. So the numbers were sort of quite tight. So I haven't got as many on the farm as I'd like. But we sort of promised it and we tried to achieve it. We've done what we can. So there's quite a lot of people jumped on board with that one. So it seems expensive, 50 quid. So basically the fish worked out, it's £100 with the food and whatever, but yeah, it's 50 quid for 50. It's a lot of pound of fish, which is a lot of money for the fry. But when you work out for every one of those fry, there's 95 fish that have been culled or lost to get just to them before you start. It's cheap as chips, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's the fun as well. You know, it's worth that for the fun, isn't it? As well, you know.
Lee, I've got yours. Yours are in the tank already. I've got them with mine.
I think
nice!
You're in it.
I think this is where the perception is that a breeder just puts 2 fish together. They get 500,000 eggs, and out of that, they get 500,000 reasonable fish. And it just, I was talking to Yusuke, and he thinks some of his parents can produce 500,000, 600,000 or whatever.
Who's Yusuke, Dave?
Yusuke Ogata.
So he is...
Yeah, now the owner of Ogata Koi Farm, if you like, along with his mother.
He's the owner now. I knew I should have sweet talked him on that curry.
Yeah. Yeah, he's now...
You showed him explicit videos, mate.
Yeah.
It was quite impressive for my secret Sankey.
He's... Yeah, Manabu has now handed over the reins to Hiromi and Yusuke as presidents of the Ogata Koi Farm. He's going to stay in the background doing obviously some of the breeding and spawning, etc. But yeah, going forward, those two are now running the farm. So, but he was saying that if he can 600,000 eggs, he'd be lucky to get 80 to put into his Tatigoi pond. Lucky.
Wow. Incredible. A lot of manpower. Imagine the time and manpower to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I was quite surprised, even at the first cull, how many they ditch at the first cull. It was quite substantial.
Have you been there for that yet, Dave?
No, I haven't. No, to be honest, I've seen their harvests, and if I had any time that I would really like to go to Japan, it would be for the culling. And that's, I'd love to see that. That quite interests me. But of course, it's always at the wrong time of year. Too busy.
It's a process as well. So
I've got to be there for about 4 weeks.
Yeah, so you do the first cull and literally you put them in and they shoot on again, and within a matter of weeks, you've got to go split them in half again because half of them are gone crap. Or
So I'd probably need to spend a good 2 months out there to see it from start to finish, or potentially. So it's something I would like to do, and I've been offered I could do it from Okawa. He said anytime you want to come out there, but again, it's difficult to leave the business for that amount of time.
Don't worry about that. Me and Katie can look after it for you.
She'll take you up on that offer, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
I will look after her for you.
That's words of comfort, Lee.
Yeah. You know how good Lee is, mate. He'll well look after her for you.
So that I must say thank you. Dave introduced me to Ogata-san Jr., whatever you. And obviously he was saying they've just done their first ever Ginrin Goromo cross.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we've just done. Gosh, we've literally just done it. So it was we've almost mirrored each other, but I've probably got, after cooking a lot of this and whatever, I got a few thousand, and he's got probably a few 100,000. So
real estate says a lot there, though, Rick, doesn't it, man? He's got umpteen gallons of I'll have to look how many gallons that Ogata have got or cubic meters of water, according to the Brown Book.
I did know somewhere along the lines, but I've lost count now since his new greenhouse and the other one off the farm now that's been hashed a bit more. And but he said the spawning's been successful, but obviously too small at the moment to know. The hatch rate's been successful, should I say. The eggs were good. The hatching's been successful. Now it's just waiting to see how many are going to be quite good. He used a Budogoromo female with a male Ginrin Kahaku.
Right. So I use pure Goromo, but
his reasoning was because of he said two reasons. The Ginrin in the Kahaku was exceptional, but also to get that nice red Benny plate underneath the other layer of color on the Budogoromo. But how did they breed that variety to start with? Did they cross a Shiro with a Kahaku as the base for a Goromo? Do you know what? I don't know. I'm wondering sometimes whether most of them get done accidentally somehow.
Yeah, because a hell of a feat. If you try to think about that, right? I'm gonna make a Kahaku, but exactly where the Kahaku Benny pattern is. I'm gonna get some black Sumi to come through to make it a dark purple plum color. It's mental, isn't it? It must have been an accident. That can't be written. Do you know what I mean?
It always surprises me, Lee, when you talk to the breeders. You ask them what did they use for this pair of these, and it's never what you think.
No, I know. I bet
you think it's Kahaku, Showa, or I mean, for example, Ueno 4 years ago bred some absolutely fabulous Achiba, and he used an Achiba female and a Showa male. Now, how does that work, even? Rick, how does that work?
Yeah, it is. A lot of it, the original Goromo. So when you breed Kahakus from certain lines, you get that a bit of Sumi Robin.
Yeah.
By keeping those and using those, you then increase the amount to create the sort of original Ai Goromo type.
Krafty, just to cut in, Krafty's actually just about mixing now. Like he's got a Deutsch Hirashi in the background.
Mate, he's not Deutsch, mate. He's more airy than airy man.
Sorry, Rick. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah. See, by that picking out those fish, and that's how they created the Budogoromo, just by picking the darkest offspring, using those. But you're line breeding so close that then you start losing, that vigor, strength, growth. And before you know it, you've got really pretty, almost black Goromos that actually don't grow past 60 centimeters and die at the first sniff of trouble. So, but I believe Ogata got their they're back from Indonesia, wasn't it? That black
Yeah.
Garuma line or whatever.
Well,
Yeah, I think they're shipping a
believe
sperm back.
it was a fish they'd sold out to Indonesia, and Sugiyato arranged to fly some sperm over to Japan to him. So, as you do.
As you do.
So they've introduced that back. Yeah. So, and
it's quite a unique colour to their one, which is why I brought some to mix with our Sakazumi lines and whatever, because they're quite different. But yeah,
they've definitely got that Buddha Goromo down, haven't they? Ogata now.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Mauritian stuff was on point and Sakazumi up in the north, but I mean, when I seen the first batch of Ogatas, I was like, oh, bloody hell.
Yeah. I would think they're hard to beat in Japan in numbers now, like Ogata can produce them. There'll be other farms that get really nice ones like Mauritian and etc. But I don't think consistently now like he can.
no.
Yeah, fair dues.
There you go, man.
Here's one for you, Rick. I'm curious. So, obviously, you said that New Forest has been going for about 30 years, or you've been doing it for 30 years, have you? I don't know when the farm started. Are you the oldest UK koi farm?
I would have thought so. I mean, Carl sort of had a previous attempt, but yeah, I think we're the longest established by quite a margin. Yeah,
because I know. Where else have you? You've got Adam Byer. I think he's reasonably new, actually, isn't he? Well, not new, but 10 years or something like that.
10 years, I would think.
He's doing great. And then you've got Cuttlebrook. They seems to have it down, but I don't know how long they've been going for.
Not far off the same sort of length of time.
Who else is? Is there anyone else in the UK or just you three?
People, obviously, Morris at Koi UK.
Morris, yeah, cool.
He did it for a few years.
Chagoy.
Tunnels. Did some quite. Yeah, again, it's a massive investment in parents, and he did it. ANC, is it not ANC? In Devon, did it for a bit. I think the problem is a lot of people invest heavily in Go Sankey parents and just can't get the level of offspring in the numbers. Yeah.
Massive.
You can go out to Japan and buy a box of Kahaku or a box of Sankey that are of a good level, that don't break the bank, that are as good as any you could produce here. So it as we've discussed before, those varieties do not make us money, but we have to do them. Everything we sell in the shop is bred on site, so we have to have those varieties. And yeah, they're not money makers. The investment in parents, the amount of ponds they use, the amount of culling to get to the few hundred that are
saleable.
As good as a console box you could get from many farms in Japan that aren't that expensive. That there's a pride to it. Obviously, when you do have a good one, it is nice, but that's ego. It's not financial.
So obviously last year you had I went to a couple of shows where New Forest Koi had some nice success, some majors and all that kind of stuff in some of the UK shows. What about this year so far? Obviously, we've had the national now. I mean, the boys will say, I didn't even walk out the tent. I was too busy. So I never really had a look at what was winning and what wasn't winning. But how did you do in the national this year with the New Forest stuff?
Yeah, good. As far as I know, we took about 15 awards this year for, it's all smaller stuff in more unusual varieties.
Yeah.
That's just, although we do have a few, I mean, last year Seska won best in size and class of Ishiro, size 4, I think, which is up against serious, serious competition.
That's the competitive size.
That's a strong category.
Yeah. So from that's a brilliant owner. This year, Vince won best in size class with one of the Gazwad fries from 2 years ago. Literally,
Kinrin
Showa that, took the best in that size across the board. So, but it's a different ball game. Once you go over 70 centimeters and go into sort of the Go Sankey range, it's just
Before we get into that, though, Rick, what do you think New Forest Koi's biggest achievement has been in the koi show scene?
I don't know. The weird thing is that our fish used to go to shows without being touted as New Forest Koi. So there was always a bit of a stigma around it, and it was all kept. And it's nothing to do with us. It's just what customers took the fish. Obviously, Vince winning Best Deutsch at the National a couple of years ago was pretty special. Yeah, it's a major award. I thought he might do it this year, to be fair. I think he had it must have been with a shout. Seska's Shiro taking, best size and class, whatever. And that was a 300 quid fish up against fish 10 times the value. So that's quite nice. Most unique last year at the Crouch Valley with a Matsukawabaki, I think it was, which pretty good. Nice. To be honest, I didn't even know when Alan told a couple of years ago, guys, one of your fish is just taking jumbo at Scottish show or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
didn't even know about it. But so I think for the hobbyist to take a fish small, grow it for 3 or 4 years and take decent awards, that's great for them. Good for us. It's great for us. But
it's nice for you as well, though, Rick, isn't it, to get the recognition. I don't understand why a koi, right? And it's a koi show. It's not a Japanese koi show. It's a koi show. So if you've got good fish and you put it in, it takes an award. Then fair play. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Well, a good koi.
Yeah, certainly when it's got a lot of competition, and it's for a size 1 Becco to win, and it's the only one. It doesn't matter what it's kind of. It is what it is. It's not. That's just how it is. But if you win in size 4, like of a Kajaku up against stuff, I think we got second in the Kajaku size 4 this year, and that's to get some serious stuff. And it's like, well, phenomenal. That's what do you? I think it's nice to win with lots of varieties. I think we've won awards with almost every variety we produce, except for possibly Sankey, which is a bit of a bugbear because the Sankeys at the shows, people invest, even the small sizes, people invest good money in size 1, 2, 3. They'll drop a couple of grand on a size 1 Sankey to take to a show, and they are mint. And it's like, So it's my favourite sort of variety to do, but I don't know. You always sort of dream of taking GC, but when you look at the proper, like Chips fish this year, it's just like
magnificent fish.
We haven't got, even if we produce fish like that, we haven't got the customers that are going to invest the food, the heat in that pond environment to one of our fish to get it to. It's such a journey. And I think he said it's taken him 20 years to win GC. And he's been hobbyist for most of the time I can think of, buying good fish, giving them a good environment with good food.
Yeah. It just shows how difficult it is, actually, Rick. I mean, don't get me wrong. The fish are out there. If you want to go out there and start spending thousands and thousands, but to actually take Chip that long to get it, and he's bought reasonably, quality koi, it just shows you how difficult it is, even at that sort of level, to get a grand champion. To nurture one to a grand champion is phenomenal. And he bought it as tosai, didn't he?
Yeah, he did,
yeah.
And that's kind of the dream in mind for a hobbyist, to win with a fish you bought small, and do that with it. I think that's got to mean so much more. For Vince to do it with a fry, he bought that fish as we sold 10,000 of those to all the grow and show people. He got a lot of stick because he killed most of his, but he reared one on and he nurtured it. And the hard bit is actually getting the fish. There's so few show vats available, about 300 a year or whatever across the shows. So, and a lot of people show twice. So you might only have 150 people that show their fish in the course of a show season.
Which is nothing, isn't it?
Which is nothing. So you've got to have some of those as your customers, buying the right fish to be able to nurture them and get them to the shows. It's a long-winded process.
So just going to Right, so people have been asking questions. So I periodically like just to dip in and then bring some comments up. So Knight's Koi, hats off to everyone involved in the show, dealers and exhibitors. The show team need to take a bow. They worked their butts off all weekend. It's lucky there was a couple of empty vats at the show. So I suppose in hindsight that's true. I wouldn't agree more. Lee helped set it up as well as put his own dealer stand on.
Mate, it was hard work.
I don't know how they do it. And I had to go back on Monday to get my second load to take back to the shop. And my God, the amount of work to collapse it as well. I don't think I'd like to be part of that team. I see some of the spawn coming out, the buckets of eggs. I was like, the amount of exceptional koi that could be in them buckets.
Oh, it breaks my heart walking around, just laughing. Look at that one in there, and look at that male over there. I could just quickly whip them together. Off we go. Yeah.
It's just, go on. Sorry.
Go on, Lee. Go on.
No. Go on, carry
on. Barry Gatt says, "Evening curry crew. Not sure about chips with it though, Lee."
Yes, mate. Chips, chicken tikka masala, salt and vinegar. That is the Welsh way, my friend.
Well, we went out for a curry. My God, that was a good food, wasn't it?
Mate, what was it? What was the starter called? Like speaking chicken or something?
Chicken chat or something, wasn't it?
Chicken chat. Mate, that stuff. Wowzers.
and Lee's one of these, must have the same thing everywhere he goes, right?
Yeah. That chicken chat was something special.
So, Baz, you need to get in contact about what you want from the shop as well, mate. Is that the right? Is that Baz that wanted that? You need to get in touch, mate, so I can price it up for you, pal.
Yeah.
So,
that was an Aid as well, wasn't it?
Was it Aid? Was it?
Big Aid wanted one, didn't he?
Yeah. So whoever that is, whoever wants it, get hold of me, and then because I can't remember what you wanted, got mine like a sieve. I'm getting old. Aaron. Thanks for joining us, pal. If you haven't seen Aaron's YouTube video on the National, have a look at it because it is very well put together, mate. I think that's the best video yet, mate, to be honest. I think the food trials was incredible. The way that Rick did everything is very interesting. And, scientifically, I agree with that because results speak.
Yeah.
One thing I would say on these food trials, I'd like to see, Rick, is going tosai nisai or nisai sansai if you can do it.
No, not in that environment.
I think you need to have a think about it.
You couldn't do it in that environment.
I'm going to put pressure on you. I think you need to. I think you really need to do it.
No, it's bad enough as it is because at the end of the day, the amount of fish I could rear if I use those same ponds, I'd have to put 5 nisai in.
Eventually,
sorry, boss. We've got 5 fish to sell, but they all died when it got hot because they were too big. No,
fair enough.
Yeah, you do see a difference, but that massive gain from 70-gram fish when you put 170-gram fish in a pond like, and it's like there's nothing, and a couple of dustbins of food later, they're proper fish, and it's like holy shit, that's in 12 weeks. It's just mental. You can't do that. That's why they change so much. So many failures, and you just see so much because they don't all go to plan, and they won't. When we get them out, there'll be some mingers. There'll be some.
I see on Vince's video that one that was literally a Z, but was still chomping away.
Yeah, that's one of the tosai. That one.
Did you keep it?
Right? No.
Why not? Wait, an hell of a body shape.
Rick, do you feed a percentage way, or you just judge it now yourself because you've just done it so many times?
Yeah, so like I said, there's so many ways of doing food trials, but the whole point of what I'm doing is I will feed them to the max that the fish in the water will take.
Yeah.
Obviously, if one food's doing better and the fish are growing and taking more, then so be it. Then by the end of that 10 weeks, you get that massive difference in the amount of food going in. So obviously, at the end of it, we know exactly how much food's gone in. So it's last year was quite a discrepancy. I think it was between 30 to 45 kilos. So it's quite a big difference, but it's as much as those fish will take of that diet in the length of time when they're being fed.
Yeah.
And it doesn't equate necessarily to performance. So obviously some fish take more, but maybe not grow so well. Some fish take less, but do better with it. That's the whole point of then getting them out, reweighing them, measuring them, checking all the aspects. And
I've been selecting baby tosai in Elgato koi farm before, and if I've selected say 200 or 300 out of this pond, before they weigh them, so they can adjust the feed amount. What's left?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they weigh the fish.
That is mad. I didn't know they'd done that.
Yeah, they weigh the fish. They'll have set of scales there. They'll have a bowl of water with a measured amount of water. Put all the koi in, then they know the weight that's gone out of the pond.
Does anybody in the gutter do that, Lee? I ain't seen anyone in the gutter do that.
Oh, well, I suppose that's not a done thing in front of a punter, but I can imagine. I can imagine probably Danichi doing something like that. Do you know what I mean? Quite scientific in those concrete ponds. Yeah. I would say. I mean, yeah.
I mean, listen, they're selling, aren't they?
If Agata and Sakai are doing it, I can guarantee you there's going to be people following suit to try to get the upper hand or to keep, competitive.
It done.
But is that Dave? Is that in ponds of fish where they're being fed growing and you're taking some out?
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
it's in the tosai ponds, and they've got auto feeders. I wouldn't say they're intensively growing them to get them to jumbo, but they're steadily feeding them, because what they'll do is they'll grade through, and as they get bigger, they'll go in the next value pond and so forth. So they're feeding quite heavily. I mean, the feeders come on several times when you're in there. And whenever we've taken I might take 300 5-inch koi out of there, and then they'll weigh them, and then you see them, because on top of the feeder they've got all the maths, if I could only read it.
Mate, you got
written down, and they'll adjust it.
Google Glass over it. It does it all for you. I was doing it in February.
Yeah, but that's if they know of like a 3% body weight is what they want to be feeding the fish to keep them steady and growing or whatever.
Yeah.
And they'll just calculate that. But generally, if I'm growing fish, if I take out half, I tend to keep the same almost amount of food going in.
Yeah.
Just push them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm sure I read on one of them it was 2% of the body of the weight. I'm pretty sure that's what I could make out on one of them. But they, as I say, in the small baby koi, they weigh them.
When we go in November, Dave, will they have things like that knocking around then, do you think?
Yeah. Well, they'll be all in the ponds, because, when I used to go in November to Ogata, you wouldn't see fish on the farm above, I don't know, 2 inches, inch and a half, something, because they hadn't even started really intensively growing them. But now, because the markets around the world have changed, and the demand from China and all the warmer countries who want fish all year round, don't be surprised to see fish already at 25 cm.
We're netting them out.
And he'll have babies already in the other one. Yeah, so
I'm really keen to get down to Nagata. Down to Ogata, I mean.
I think we should buy a load of babies and grow them on.
Should we book the tickets now?
Right now, while we're live?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got an announcement as well at the end, just so you know. One for you, Rick, from Anthony Hooper. How many breeding seasons does it take to stabilise a new line?
It's not
a new line or just a line.
Yeah, it depends on the variety and how stable the line is you're working with anyway, or if you're trying to create something new. So like this year, I'm trying to create the Dragon Slayers, which are a new variety that don't exist. So I'm having to cross fish to create what I hope will do it. I saw my first one today that actually had all the elements. So they're only just coming up now. So yeah. So once you've crossed to create what you're after, then from that batch of offspring, you should be able to then stabilize. It's one generation on something like that, just to get it coming out in higher numbers to actually make it good. It could take years. It could take,
How many generations before you would class that as a new forest parent dedicate that you're happy that you've watered it down, if you like, to your?
I don't know, because the trouble is things change so much. So even when we do get a variety or whatever, something that we do for a few years that we've become known for, it almost either we supply the demand to the point we can't sell them, so we have to sack them off and do something else for a while.
Yeah.
Or everything sort of moved on again and they're behind the curve. There's some fish we have used for a lot of years, but that's more the traditional Sankey, Shiros. You know, if you get a good set, then you have to sort of roll with them as much as you can. I don't like to do the same things year in, year out. That doesn't interest me, because you've seen what it does. Then you want to make it better, or you want to change it, or you want to. And there's nothing better than using new parents, because.
Yeah, but your most stable lines, what? Your Asagi and your Shiro?
Do up.
Your stable line, your best lines are your Shiro and Asagi, I would say.
No, probably not the Asagi. We don't do them very often. It's not. The Nishikigoi is something we've done. So the original line, they were Kanishi line, we got almost accidentally 20 years ago, and didn't really know what we had. And obviously we bred them, and the boss is like, well, what we're breeding is brown, yellow, common carp for. I'm like, but they're kind of, and we really struggled to sell them. And we sort of stopped doing them. We kept some of the offspring, got rid of some of the parent. We got rid of one of the parents is out in Jersey, I think now, absolute monster. We really struggled to sell them, and then they suddenly come back in vogue, and it's like, shit, we need to get them out of retirement and get back on it. It just takes a bit of advertising sometimes to create the interest in like the Aragokis, Gimrin, Krashigois. I mean, the yellow monkeys have made a variety we couldn't sell into a variety now. The last couple of years have made us loads of money. The demand for them, and we produce something similar at a lower price. So it's
You forest yellow chimps.
We just call them cheeky monkeys, and they've flown out. And to be honest,
nice.
they're mint. They
And
are.
I've got one in my pond.
Yeah. Cool.
It's doing all right as well, actually. I need to bowl them for you, actually, Rick. I have bowled them since they've gone in.
Oh, Rick.
Well, do you know what? I had Rick sent me 2 boxes down, wasn't it? They're growing like stink. I sold one in the National because one of our mates who's a soldier, he's in a regiment and their nickname's a Welsh Warrior. So he wanted one of the Sankey bloodlines from my Tucano with one of your females, which you've named the Welsh Warrior bloodline, haven't you?
Welsh Dragons.
We've got Welsh Dragons, Welsh Warriors, and Welsh Company now. We've got 3 bloodlines.
That's it, yeah. So I took one up, and he was it. Mate, do you know what, right? I put that into one of the vats, and the amount of people trying to buy it on Saturday and Sunday was unreal. I said, mate, I'm keeping it until the end of the day for someone. But mate, honestly, Rick, and I'm not bigging you up, that fish was inquired about more than any other in my wet stand,
because it was yellow Ginrin.
No, this is the Sankey.
Oh, the Sankey.
Was it the Sankey? Was it? Sorry.
Yeah. Honestly. Yeah.
Crazy, mate, isn't it? Crazy. Oh, what was that? That's nice. Is that your alarm to go, Rick?
No. I don't have to go now. He bailed.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
I meant to tell you the other day, Krafty, when I was talking to you, Skate, the biggest fish on the farm at present, how big?
103.
110.
No.
115.
111.
Wow.
Yamabuki.
Fuck me. Right, when we're there in November, I want to see it.
I want to ride it.
I want to hold it.
Swim
like
with
I've
it.
just caught it.
I'm going to try to spawn with it, boys. Have we ever had bloody fish with tits? Now this is the time.
I can remember seeing one on the farm quite a few years ago that was 1 meter and 4, and that was like a submarine that used to come past. So what on earth this looks like? Oh, God only knows.
How big are the fish at Odecan? I think he has some of the biggest fish, don't he, Lee?
Yeah.
He's got some monsters in that back section, those long ponds. Yeah, fair dues.
I'm sure there's nothing been in Dionysia as well. When you go in his champion house,
Yeah,
I
and
think-
I mean, and ND's got some lumps in there as well.
mm,
They've all got, mate, and
They all do that, and you've all
Minotaur's got some lumps. They've all got them, mate. They're just hidden
yeah.
away normally.
His biggest Nisai so far this year is 81
yeah, 81 is
Nisai.
Nisai, and the biggest Gosanki is 74 Nisai.
Wow, it's getting daft now, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
It's mental.
It'd be hard to show fish at size 1 and 2 soon.
well,
Hey,
this
no
is
offense. Imagine if they were using RG92. Jesus.
oh, yeah. You couldn't buy them, or you couldn't afford to ship them, Lee. They're being like 100-kilo box.
I know.
But Dave, Yusuke said they use RG92, right?
Yeah, they're using it in there. They're mixing it with the sperm and eggs.
Yeah, different.
And
So
what's good about it is they're trialing it because they're taking the same amount of eggs, sperm, one with, one without. So they can do.
like what Rick does.
And he did say initially it looks like the ones with the RG92 has produced.
Stronger fish.
Yeah.
I'm going to make some paste up for myself with a cross between RG92 and some Viagra.
But he said it's very early days yet to be. Yeah. It depends how many actually then come through to. So, but it's interesting.
Really interesting.
Like, if it's starting to get through the Japanese farms, I mean, I know that Yugenji use it as well. Not Yugenji. Who's the other one? Mariju. He uses it as well.
Well, we all know breeders in Japan. Well, not all the breeders, but there's a lot of breeders. They don't like spending money if they don't have to.
Yeah, all of them.
Hence why some of the farms look like they're back, from the day they were built years ago. So they don't actually use products if they don't get a benefit from what I've seen of the farms I've visited.
Yeah, that's true.
But how would putting the algae in with eggs and milk seems a bit of a strange.
Yeah.
It's an unusual concept, yeah, but there must be method behind the madness.
Does it do they absorb any nutrient as they're hatching?
No, that's days down the line, isn't it? So the only thing that happens, obviously, the milk, one sperm will enter the egg seals up, absorbs. They do absorb water at that point. They grow about tenfold. So the egg that comes out of the fish, by the time it's fertilized and then hardened, it's 10 times the volume as it was. It takes on board water, and I suppose it must then take on whatever's in the water.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, interesting.
I mean, he did say that obviously they want to see exactly what you were saying, Rick, that the benefits outweigh the cost. If it produces more, hardier or better or whatever, however they're going to gauge it, they've got to see that work to a degree where it's worth spending what RG92, because that's when he said it is hideously expensive.
Yeah, he did.
But
yeah.
So, question from Rachel. Hiya, Rach. How long does it take on average to sort through every spawn? Each spawn?
Forever. Literally, is my job, and it's literally. Yeah.
You're a man of facts and figures, Rick. You must have an idea.
Well, again, it depends on the variety. So the Shiros literally will you do the sort of Kuroko, you get the black fry out if you do it properly early doors. They don't need touching again for 5-6 weeks, and then you're picking out the best sort of 50% of them that are looking all right, and then they go on again, and maybe one more for the summer. The Matsukawa Baki and stuff, and these Dragon Slayers, they're now 6 weeks old. Still can't. In fact, no, can't. They're not showing enough to do anything with. So I'm still having to grow them all to the point where I can then decipher. Ginrin shows on darkfish quite early, and on the Yamabukis it shows quite early. But on these Deutz Aragoki ones that are white,
They come late.
I can't see it. It doesn't matter what glasses I put on.
Yeah.
But you do find there's little tricks. So certain fish, so you're constantly grading the fry all the time. So there'll be multiple coals, but certain fish at certain times, if you put them in a black bucket, it's easier to see stuff. Or if you put them into a green or a red, or so they show colours or traits that you're looking for easier in different colour backgrounds.
What about black and white fry?
The black and white ones, they tend to look better in like almost a red background. But you've got to be careful that you're not picking out. You've got to know what you're sort of looking for. So it's not just a case of putting them over a different background, because also you need the white skin for the Shiros. Our coal, the first one's just to get the black fry. The second coal is all about the white skin, whereas most people will just be looking for the black patterns. But a lot of the better black pattern ones have got really poor skin lustrous, sumi quality and whatever. They look like a zebra, but they're shit.
Yeah.
Whereas the good ones have got a shine to them, but look a bit overly white or whatever. So it's not, and that would change with different parent sets as well. So it's not quite as simple. I can't just say do this for that and do that for the other. But
okay.
But there is little tricks. Benny Kiko's they look so black when they're small, but if you put them in like a yellow bucket for 20 minutes, all the sumi drops off and you see all the Benny patterns. You can then grade them on the Benny patterns, knowing the sumi will do what it's going to do, but it's totally invisible in the normal. If you keep them in a black cage or a normal black pond or wherever they are, that's just totally invisible. They just look.
Is that trade secret?
Well, it's not secret, is it? It's just
it's not now.
You learn by accident. You put someone in a bar. Hang on, look at all these patterns on these ones.
Yeah, it's the same for the Alagoki I took from Toshinobu, Ikarashi Toshinobu at the weekend. In a blue bowl, mate, they just lose all of their sumi. They go white.
So you need some black fats, mate.
Well, did that not happen with you? They look better when they're white, I think. So when people put them in the pond, they change completely. It's like, I didn't buy this fish.
Well, Kiitsuris are a classic example, aren't they? You put them in a blue bowl and they wash out straight away.
Yeah.
Well, when I was at the North of England Koi Show last year, I was asked to take some Kiitsuri. I took them up and, they look crap, didn't they? Right.
You got to sell them in 3 minutes of getting them out of the bag.
Well, you know what I've done, mate? It's like I bowled them up and then I put on a couple of cardboard boxes to seal the light out.
Oh, they come back to it.
Yeah, mate. The sumi goes bush, and so there you go, big quick, and then
crazy, isn't
it just starts to wash away. You know,
just doing it in black ponds, isn't they, with certain varieties to stop it happening, so they look better. I'm sure the Rita's doing it with certain varieties going to certain coloured backgrounds.
You know,
doesn't happen when you go to a show vat, does it?
No.
Another one for you. What is the preferred age to first use koi for breeding?
Mate, for us, we use them quite early. I think if a Nisai or a Santai develops eggs, why wouldn't you get that first one out, get it done when it's a sensible size? From our point of view, if I could do 50 parent sets but keep just a tiny percentage of each one, that'd be phenomenal. Because once you've got a big Sankey or a big fish that you've invested a lot of money and a lot of time into, as soon as that spawns, you want to try and keep as many eggs as you can. And that then just takes over the farm. Small amounts of each batch is so much more beneficial to us.
Does that produce better? Does that produce better results as well, or I suppose
No, I think the best age the fish seem to be at sort of 4 or 5 years old. You tend to get the best consistency of the first time they spawn. Quite often they're bad, or there's a lot of issues first time. But you get the first one out of the way, the next time is a bit more of a banker, and then once you know they're good. You've got safe.
Here's one for you. Sorry, Rick. So I thought you finished then.
I have go.
Here's one for you. This might sound like a really stupid question, right?
But it will be.
No, but it might not be. Right.
It might not be.
So will a Nisai produce the same amount of eggs but smaller than a larger Sansai? Or are they the same size eggs but the Sansai would produce more eggs? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's partially, yeah. So the eggs are a lot. So if we had a chippy sansai or whatever, a small fish that produces eggs, and the eggs will be tiny. The next year, her eggs, if she's grown a bit, the eggs will be bigger, but they do produce more eggs as well. So the bigger they get, the bigger the eggs tend to get, and the more they tend to, if they're conditioned right. But
And this is a follow-on. So would a Nisai spawning not get as big fry-wise in the first 12 months as a Sansai spawn because the eggs are bigger on the Sansai?
It literally is a matter of days difference.
I'm only thinking about that because sometimes I think to myself, do midgets have normal sperms with tiny tails?
Yeah. So the difference in a midget and a small fish, that fish has got the same genetics, it's going to where it's going, isn't it? So the smaller egg isn't an issue if you've got the right food, but it is an issue when we hatch 2 or 3 batches of eggs together in a pond, because they can hatch at the same time, but one egg might be 5 times the volume, so the fry is 5 times.
This 5 times as big, and is it going to grow 5 times as quickly?
They don't grow 5, no, they don't grow 5, but they're starting from a point where they can take food quicker, take more food.
Okay, so they've got a leap
together,
forward.
you've got a problem. So yeah, we have to gauge egg size. So quite often we do mix batches because pond space is a nightmare. So it doesn't matter if you only want a few of them. Like all the Yamabukis, we mix them with all the different Sankey spawnings, knowing the eggs are smaller. We don't want that many of them. Enough will survive, and the strongest, fastest growing ones will then compete, as they have done. And now we're overtaking the Sankeys further down the line. They're flying, but obviously to start with, they were a lot smaller because they were only, whether they're Nisa or Sansai would depend on what you believe the breeder's selling you in the first place. That's another issue, isn't it?
How many males would you use, Rick, as a rule?
One.
Just one. One and one.
Well, yeah, if I'm doing, so when we used Lee's male this year with 3 different females.
Get up there, boy.
Joe's male was there to do the event with. We use that with 4 different females. So they're all of those fish the same male. So all of our Sankey are from Lee's male. All of our Kahaku are from Joe's male. There's Kahaku obviously from Lee's male, but from the Sankey stuff. But then when we do like one of the big Deuts, Kajakus or Kikasui or whatever, we want to create lots of variation. I might use 10 males. Purely I want Mizuno Ogons, I want Aragokis, I want Gimrins, I want Deutz Kajaku, I want Deutz Harawaki. So I use lots of different males of different types, knowing that fish, that female can do all of those things for me.
Yeah. Yeah, right, makes sense. Yeah. But
yeah, if we're doing like the Shiros, only 1 male was used for the Shiros. The Godzilla male was used with both Shiros for the non-Gimrins. That's it. The Sankeys are all from Lee. So if our Sankeys are shit, it's Lee's fault. Kahaku's all from Joe's. So sometimes 1 male might do 4 or 5 females in a year. And then another female, we might use 10 different males with, just to create all the different variants. And
actually, Joe's male from Marachiko, isn't it? It looks really nice, doesn't it? It's got lovely qualities on it.
It is a lovely fish.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Not so sure we'll go with the offspring yet. We'll find out.
We'll see. I mean, you've got if it does come out nice, you've got nice Sankey and Kahaku, definitely bloodlines for 100%.
Have you done Ginrin Shiro at all, Rick?
We did. That was what the event was supposed to be, but that didn't work out very well.
Don't go there.
Did you manage to spawn that Kobayashi? Right. Did you manage to spawn that Kobayashi Aragoki?
No, she's refused every time. Just kick it in the head.
Maybe next year, mate. Maybe next year. Yeah,
I've got some hormones, but it's just I don't like using them. But maybe. Don't know. It's just weird. I mean, she was full of eggs, and you just put her in the spawning vat, and everything's spawning around her, and she's just going, "Go eat something, anything else to eat." And the males will push her out of the way, and you always see her look and go, "What are you doing?" I'm not even
leave it out.
I'm eating. Get out of it.
Take it to a show, Rick.
Yeah. When I put it back in the brood cell, I was like, well, it's bound to spawn now because it's 20 bloody males, but still.
I see there was a few people at the show coming through my stand with bags of eggs. They'd got about that. Yeah.
On a cracker.
Yeah.
So we on a vol-au-vent. I've just dropped a link in for anyone that wants to win something. You've just got to answer a question, and then we'll quiz you for 5 minutes. So anybody wants to win a mystery prize, come on in and let's see what you get.
The next is 300.
We got Rachel's in first. Right, have you gone the right way? Let's have a look. Oh, I don't know if I can add it to the stage now. Let's have a look. I bet I can't. If I'm going to take you out, Lee, because I'm like that. I don't know if it'll work though if I do it this. Oh, you got to go that way, Rach. Got to go that way.
All right.
If I go, I'm going to push buttons. It may look a bit wrong. No, that one ain't going to work. That one, still not going to work. Hang on. That one. There you go. And they'll find one. Can you hear us all right, Rach?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. So, a question.
She's
Make it
nervous.
nice.
She's vaping away.
It's not going to be an easy one. So, Dave, fire away with your
Going
question.
up to Matt. Hold on.
What did we? I can't remember what we said now, Krafty. What did we say? What did Kate said it, wasn't it? What?
Do you want me? I'll say it. What size category
That's right.
produced the biggest numbers at the National Koi Show?
Oh,
Oh, can you hear us?
The most amount of fish in size.
I
Yeah.
lost it. Hold on. Matt, turn that off a minute.
Give him a whack.
Give you a whack.
Most amount of fish in size.
Hold on. Get Matt to turn the telly off because I don't. Right, say
Oh,
that
it's
again.
awesome.
Sorry, I lost you.
So,
We lost you.
what size was the biggest in shows? Oh, I can't even think of it now. What size category had the most entries in the Koi Show? Size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8?
Ooh, 6.
Let me have a look. Bear with me, and then I'll confirm it afterwards.
Oh.
That's incorrect.
Oh,
Ah.
Incorrect. Incorrect. There's no one else. Come on. There's guys, the link's in there. Come on. That's how easy it was. So 6 is off. So now you've got between 1 and 5, 7 or 8.
Can I win if I get it right?
You say hi.
So what size? What size now? Have another go.
you can't have another go. Sure, that's cheating.
Yeah, we'll just wait for the next person to come on. They'll come on during the course of the live, I'm sure.
Okay. All right. Oh, someone else has just come on. But before you go, Rach, I know you went to the show
Yeah.
first time.
Yes.
What was Matt and you, sir? Wake up, son. What was your thought?
It was an eye opener,
In what way?
just on how big some of them fish get. Some of them fish were absolutely hooped, and if I could grow something that big, I'd be well happy. But I don't think I ever will.
Why not? You've got the ability, mate. You've got the pond to do it,
Yeah,
and you're getting some nice fish as well, Matt. So there's no reason, as you go through it, Ali's showing you what you need.
Yeah.
You bought Keegan as well, haven't you?
yeah.
So, right, I'm going to drop you out,
Yeah.
and then we're going to get the next person in. Unlucky, good effort.
But the price is right. How much does the Keegan cost? Get me.
Right, let's go into the next person. Gary Patterson, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, look, another one. Let's go that way round with your phone.
This way.
There you
That's
go,
all
Nick.
right.
There we go. Oh, the bottle buck fast.
Okay, so, did you attend the National Koi Show?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. Thoughts?
It was okay. I was only down for a couple of hours.
only okay.
Yeah,
All the work that went into that, and it was okay.
it was good.
Good, that's better. So
Right.
then, what size category exhibited the most koi?
Size 3.
No.
Are you sure?
Oh. Hang
Yeah.
on. Oh yeah.
Judging. It must
So-
be a day thing.
92 fish in size 3 is correct.
Yeah.
Well done. So 92
guess.
fish. You have what size t-shirt are you, mate?
Extra large.
Right.
Extra
Well,
large.
we'll get you one done. All right, because you're going to get.
A Koi Show Live t-shirt,
Thank you.
which both Dave and I have got on, but Lee failed to do it again.
God's sake, Lee.
My new puppy shit on it this morning.
Oh, you got a new pup?
I got a new pup, mate.
Oh, that's good, mate.
Can you
So
drop
you come
them
all the way
somewhere?
down from Scotland?
Yeah, I came down from Scotland, yeah.
Fair
How long
play.
did that take you?
Fair play, yeah.
5 hours.
Driving then.
Yep.
Well done, mate. Did you have a car full?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Daughter as well. She was only 5.
Okay, that's cool. What did she
Yeah.
reckon?
Yeah, she enjoyed it. Says ice cream was good.
Yeah, ice cream's always a winner. There is always a winner. What was the best fish for you? Can you remember one that stood out the most?
Oh, I can't remember. There was that many.
That many. Okay, that's cool.
Well, that says something, doesn't it? If there was that many.
Yeah.
Well, it does. Go on, Dave.
Can you drop an address somewhere or something so I can arrange to get that sorted?
Yeah, I'll send over.
Yeah.
Who are we going to look for? Who's got to look for it, Gary?
Who will I send it to? Who's easiest?
It's whoever you're part of their
Anyone, just
WhatsApp
fine.
groups or whatever.
Yeah.
I've got Lee's number. I can WhatsApp
Send it
Lee.
over to Lee then. Yeah,
What's
don't,
up,
don't
Lee?
say it.
Lee? Yeah.
Send it to me. Send it to me, Gary, and I'll ping it across then to the boys.
Yeah.
No problem, mate. Thank you.
Well
Cheers,
done, mate.
mate.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye
Take it
bye.
easy,
Yeah,
buddy.
mate, bye.
Well done.
Right, so while we're on that, I'm just going to bring this up.
That was
So-
extra large, wasn't it?
An extra,
Extra large,
mate.
yeah.
A little bit off topic for Rick, but nevertheless. So, if you recall back when we had the committee on, when I was saying that the categories that is the best to achieve, size 4 and size 3. If you look at the bottom there, that is the totals in each size. And then when you look down the left-hand side, the totals are there for each one of those show categories. So what is absolutely unreal is that kahaku are the biggest show fish out of all of them. Yet they're one of the fucking hardest fish to sell.
Of course they are, yeah. It's mad.
Yeah.
You know, it's like mental. Dave and I were sort of talking about it, but it really shows if you take a place in size 3, 4, or 5,
You've
when
done
you look,
very well.
you've done absolutely outstanding, irrespective of what category that you're in, because it's the most competitive. This is what I was saying before. Anyone can show fish. It's learning what fish to take to win. But I mean, when you look at Akari Muji, size 1.
And you know what? Also, it's sometimes it's actually good. I've heard people talking about this in the show scene. I mean, not a suicide fish, but sometimes people will put fish in to make certain fish look better for judging.
Yeah.
It's
They're the
proper
tricks, really, aren't
strategic when you do these. You know, maybe you've got a really strong fish like a kahaku that you really want to showcase, and some people will pick, if they're clever or they got that kind of thing in mind, they'll put other fish in around it that hasn't got as good Saroji possibly to make that one, which is their trump card, shine.
Yeah.
Also, do they still have an award for best overall VAT anymore? Do they?
I don't think they did they?
Because they used to do that, and that's when people used to put a different few varieties in to make the overall VAT look quite nice.
If anyone's got a show program, I haven't got mine here. If you have a look in the show program, it will tell us, and maybe somebody. Oh, there you go. I ain't got mine here. Mine's down at the shop.
What do you want to know?
If they do one for the awards, because it says in there what the awards are.
Oh, this is a really interesting page.
Is it as? Mate, I didn't even see mine. I didn't even look through it yet. I ain't had a chance, but
So we'll have all the majors. Right, give me 2 minutes. Let me find them. You carry on, guys.
But surely
we'll
this is great for people as well that want to show fish to go, well, actually,
Yeah.
if you've got a big kin shower, the chances are you're gonna do all right, aren't you? Because you ain't got no competition.
Or a size 1 Asagi.
Come and meet the new addition to the family.
Oh, but look at
my
that.
days.
Oh, look at that, Wolfie! You look amazing, mate.
Hello.
Oh, and you, Yaz, yeah, and you.
I wanted to call him.
Wolfie?
I wanted to call him Saki, but I can't now because I'm not selling it anymore.
Keegan.
Keegan 92.
Kevin
Keegan.
Oh, he's
good boy.
He's peed outside.
Is he
Wolfie.
peeing outside?
Excuse me, baby.
Wolfie, did you got a special badge, didn't you?
Yeah.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
You got a special badge because you was a good lad. And what did you think of the koi show?
It's wolf still up. The
Did we have
wolf
fun at the
still.
koi show?
Yeah.
There you go, mate.
Like it?
Yeah. What did you think to your dad's shop?
It was good.
Yeah? Are you going to be like your dad and grow up with the fish?
Yeah.
Yeah? And then one day you'll sell fish, won't you?
Hey, well done, Wolf.
Good boy, mate. Good boy.
You peed outside.
That's
and
good.
closed the door.
That's good. That's good.
That is
Right,
good.
let me see if I can find this now. Sorry, I got up.
So back to the show after Lee bringing on his little puppy.
My little dogfish.
Mate, you are going to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, slipping on turds.
Mate, he's been really good so far, to be honest.
Right, Krafty, you'll know this, right? So all the Ginrins go into one. Everything Ginrins is judged together.
Yep.
So, like, if you take a Ginrin, you are
Up
in
against
a world of
All the shit. Yeah, people don't realise that like the Ginrin Sankey doesn't go up against Go Sankey.
Yeah.
It goes up against non-Go Sankey.
So in size 2, if you've got anything Ginrin, you're competing against 18 other fish. Whereas
Yes.
literally every other variety, you're on your own.
Correct.
It's mad.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to. And if you don't know what the show classes are, that's down the left-hand side, it should tell you in the show program. It usually does.
It does.
So
It does.
Yeah, it normally does.
Yeah.
It's worth just doing the homework on it, so you know who's what fish goes to what category, basically, and then you can then
show program, Krafty. It's all there. Look.
yeah, it's a real good, worth keeping. I'll keep all mine. To look back.
It's a lovely program. I can't. Oh, hang on. Special awards. Oh, okay. Hang on.
So
Yeah, Grand Champion, non-Go Sankey, Reserve Champion, Mature Champion, Adult, Young, Junior, Baby, Best Doitsu, Jumbo Champion, Best in Class. So no, there wasn't. Oh, hang on. No, so there's a Show Chairman.
That was a Miyabi award, wasn't it?
Newcomer, Best Overall Exhibitor. Is that what you're after?
Yeah, so they do point scoring on that. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There we
That's
go.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't even have to have a best fish. You could just have the best vata fish, which is actually quite
Yeah,
cool.
do you know what? I walked around a few of them on the Sunday morning. I got there super early, about 5:30 to do my water changes on purpose so I could have a little walk around when the nets come off, because obviously I had to give Tafaguchi's #1 pick, didn't I? Right? And I walked around, and I'll be honest with you, the clever people all took males, and their vats were absolutely pristine.
Well, this is what I fed back. I fed back to Matt Stevens. There's only one way that we can stop this spawning, and that is ban females.
Yeah.
So everyone can buy males, right? And then the show will look amazing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if I was going to go into showing again, I would just buy males. You can buy way better quality for half the money, and something like that would never phase you, would it? They're awesome.
Yeah.
And you
then
can compete
also-
up to you can compete up to a good size as well.
Yeah, I reckon size 5? Easy.
Yeah.
So when you actually look at the matrix, and the matrix is really important because it really shows you when you go to size 7 and 8, which is generally where you're going to start seeing your GC.
Yeah.
Right. Look at how many competitors there are, right? your chances, like what Rick was saying, if you've got a good big fish, there's a good chance you'll take an award at that end. Right. And to be fair, we'd like to see more 7 and 8s. I mean, I understand that's quite difficult, but 6s and 7s, right? You've got half the competition. But it also shows that most of us can do 75s and down.
So it just shows you that most hobbyists can easily achieve size 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
And maybe nudging 6 a lot of people.
Yeah, so what's size 5? What's that? 60?
55, 65, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So up to 65, which totally echoes what we say the whole time throughout all of the shows.
I would think if you look back through history, if it could be, the information could be found, I would probably think most adult champions have come from males.
Yeah.
Young champions.
Yeah, males.
So I mean, they're quite major awards to win. Oh, congratulations, Phil Norton, first major.
Oh,
I know. I was super chuffed for Phil, to be honest.
He never got to see his back, did he?
No,
I mean, it's quite nice when you see a seasoned show person like that cock a hoop still to get a first major, and that was good to see. That was.
I reckon the only reason he got the major was because the judges couldn't see his fish through the spawn. I'm only joking, Phil. I know he's watching.
But I'll tell you what. I messaged Phil because actually, when you look at Phil's journey, he has gone from average hobbyist, and he won't mind me saying this, every single year, and he does multiple shows. I messaged him and said, this year, Phil, the body on your fish was brilliant. His skin on the fish was brilliant. And he's actually, you could see the transition from when he first started to where he is now. And you can see that he's listened and done. I know he's made changes on his pond and whatever, but he's listened. And this year he hit the nail on the head. And
his fat looked very good.
Fucking amazing. Well, we were struggling to work out which one it might be before the award went up, so we could actually see, and that's how good his fish were. I mean, I was speaking to another hobbyist as well, and this is something else that I think that people that just start showing, they don't take into account. They cancel out their own. If they take, I don't know, 5 fish at size 4, and they're all in the same category. Right, well, 3 of them fish are not going to do as good as one of them.
Yeah,
so
it's wasting space, isn't it?
Space and water. It's better to take 1 or 2 of your best fish if you can't decide, rather than all of them and let the judges decide. Because actually, it's better to take 2 away and have better water, so your fish look better.
Well, unless you go on the assumption like the All Japan, where somebody wants to just have the competition in your own vat.
Take everything as a clean sweep, But yeah, anyway, Ricardo, sir, here we go. Quick fire questions. Are you ready?
No, I was looking at the judge. I was just thinking that one of our fish won best Ginrin of all those. The amount of competition, I do it size 1 or size 2. So that's
That's why that matrix is important, mate, because you know what you're up against, right?
That's done well against a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, go on,
yeah.
Give me a question.
With regards to your quick fire round, favourite variety?
Sankey.
Favourite breeder?
Sakai Fish Farm for Sankey.
Biggest breeding disaster?
30,000 3-inch Sankeys from a massive mud pond and not a single keeper.
Wow.
Say that again.
30,000.
We used half of the lake a couple of years ago and did a Sankey spawn in, and we harvested, I think it's 30,000 fish, and there was sellable fish, but there wasn't a keeper for my end.
Wow.
None.
Wow.
Nada.
That must have been heartbreaking, mate.
It's just it's a lot of work, and it's
Yeah. Okay, most expensive koi that you've ever bred?
A Ueno shower from a customer that spawned, and the eggs weren't very good, and then it went downhill, and it survived, and we did it again the following year against my better judgment, and it eventually died.
How much?
I don't know what he paid for it. It was over $5,000.
Okay,
Probably
but that was how many years ago?
10 years ago.
Wow. So
Well, that's 15 grand.
that's a substantial koi. Yeah.
And it wasn't that big when he bought it, or whatever. So I don't. Yeah, I could get out there.
Best value koi variety, not just from your farm. What you think?
Oh, what do you mean? What to buy for people? There's two ways of looking at it, isn't there? Yeah, from a customer, every Sankey or Kahaki you buy that's half decent for 50 quid, you've got a bargain.
Why?
And from our point of view, the fish that make the money, like Shishuis, have probably been our best breadwinner for the last 30 years. Because everyone that's new to the hobby loves them.
Yeah, that's true.
And they breed so easily, and they're so strong that, they're just So from our point of view,
why? If you go back on you go Sankey, I know the answer to this, but for the viewers, all right. If you got, let's say, at a show, come to my tent, picked up a go Sankey for 75 quid from, I don't know, Odacan like last year, why would that be a bargain?
because the chances are that's been bred from a 5-10 grand female minimum. The culling involved, the work involved, the years of work involved to get that fish to be then sold at 75 quid when the fish next to it, the Aragoki or the Shisui or Asagi swimming around next to it at 75 quid, has cost £1 to create. It's just that they're poles apart.
Yeah.
Because so many farms, because it is the mainstay, and why we do it and why they all do it, it's a mainstay of it, isn't it? So they all that money and grading and pond space and effort, then they've still got to sell the product, and every other farm's selling the same product. So unless it's exceptional, it's going to be sold at a discounted kind of price. So
this is what we spoke about before, Rick. when you look at how difficult it is to get a Gosanki spawn, with once it's all called, having the end result that looks good is really, really difficult to achieve, isn't it?
It is, and Sankey are probably the worst, and people want that level of 2-3 step pattern with Subo Sumi and all the rest of it, and they're literally, for what you pay. I don't know. A lot of the farms obviously make money, but it's a lot easier to make money with a lot of other varieties than Sankey. They are just the absolute worst. But at the end of the day, if you put that investment into it, and all the other farms are doing it, you've still got to sell the product. So if you break even on your Sankeys, but you make your money on 4 or 5 other varieties that you're known for, there you go. So, yeah.
Most underrated variety.
Underrated. Kajakus.
Yeah.
Why do we always say that?
Kajakus good Kajakus are phenomenal.
I agree with Rick there, 100%. They are a fabulous variety to get.
But they look so shit little.
Yeah.
Don't they? That's why they're hard to sell.
Yeah. They're very difficult to sell.
You know, but they're one of my favourites up there, Kajaku. That's what got me into the hobby, seeing a good Kajaku.
There was a nice one at the show, wasn't there?
Yeah, on opposite
to our side.
Yeah, opposite Aquakoi Group or whatever they're called.
Big 2-step one.
Yeah, that's Omasako, I think. But...
Yeah, good fish.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake most hobbyists make.
Starting fish keeping.
Yeah. Building the pond too big and the filtration area too small.
Yeah.
is probably number one. And then introducing fish without fully quarantining or being aware of what they're doing and getting gun ho and just, yeah.
Which happens to most.
I think it happens.
I'm trying to shield the dog's barking, so I do apologise. Dream fish to produce brilliantly.
Sturgeon.
That's a good one. Yeah, no. Probably kahaku.
Oh, really?
Just there's nowhere to hide with that, is there? There's no. This sumi's going to come up. This is going to do this. It's literally that's the you can see it when you see a good kahaku. You know it. You just walk around all those vats and all those kahakus, but there's be one or two at the show that are just like
stick out.
They are. That is proper job in it, and there's nowhere to hide.
Ian Jenkins had a really good one last year. I think it took the. I think actually you guys from the Shinkokoi awarded it.
Yeah.
That was a kahaku, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
The year we won GC, that kahaku was amazing.
That
kahaku
was good. Yeah.
It's one of those mad things, isn't it? And again, you walk around all the breeds in Japan, you see all these big fish, but there'd be one or two kahakus that are just like, wow, I just want that one.
It's the one, isn't it, where you go. That's with koi in general, not just kahaku, though, isn't it? When you like when we was down in Yamaguchi League 2 years ago, when he put up that tosai sanki.
Yeah,
it was just like, whoa.
Yeah, massive, mate. But ironically, out the mud ponds, mate, that
he didn't do great.
Was not his number one, no.
No, but when you make that connection.
Yeah, it was impressive.
That's the bit for me. It's when you go, oh, that feeling you can't get.
And you know what? Talking to him, because we had a bit of a steak dinner, didn't we, for lunch? And talking to him, he remembers that from the first culling, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had pictures of it from the first culling.
Like one inch koi, he had week on week and then month on month.
Yeah.
He didn't.
It's mental.
So I sent Krafty a couple of pictures of my first culling today.
Yeah, I'll bring them up in a minute.
Stay in your head.
But I don't know which ones they were, though. That's the thing. But we'll get to them. If you could own any koi in the world, which would it be?
There's a Sakai Sanki that's just insane. I don't know if it's ever won DC or not. So this one you see a lot of times. Koi partner when he does videos and brings it up. It's just absolute that, but I'll have that one. I'm not sure if it's ever one.
Is it the one that's come runner up? Is it that one?
Possibly. It's not the one with the small head and big shoulders.
Oh, okay. That's the one that I'd like.
No, it's a fish you see quite often. It's quite a special fish.
I'm gonna have to have a look back on that.
I'll have a hunt you to see. You'll have to find it. But yeah, it's I'm sure Evo's pulled up a few times on different videos, and yeah, it's pretty immense.
Right, so here's a question for the audience. What's the biggest myth about British bred koi? Let's see what people come back with on that. That's going to be quite interesting. So going to go back to that. Why can British bred koi ever compete with Japanese koi breeders?
In small sizes on certain varieties, yeah. Just not in the top end stuff.
Why?
Big stuff. Space, cost of living, temperatures, investment, you name it. There's, so as a business, almost impossible. If you had a multi-millionaire that's going to go, right, we're going to convert these 500 acres of pristine greenbelt land into some mud ponds and greenhouses, then you've got, but it's just, it's difficult, isn't it? If you did, you could compete up to a point, but it's the numbers. You think of Sakai Fish Farm, the numbers of parents they've got, the level of fish they got.
The amount of water they've got.
Just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Their water is in Sakai. Their water is almost the size of Wales.
Yeah.
When you combine all of their water together.
I don't know if you've seen that video that I think Marachiko's boy put out with an interview with Sakai. His heating bill for 1 month was £60,000.
And you think they get cheap fuel?
That's 1 month, 60K.
1 month in November.
You're moaning about $2,000.
Yeah, but you imagine that. So, but they get. So the Japanese farms have always had government help because it's a traditional industry or whatever. So they get reduced rates on vehicles, electric, heating bills. So if they're paying 60 grand, the equivalent amount of gas, oil, or whatever they're using here would probably be 4 times that. Immediate, and then the government will go, well, you got to pay VAT on that. You got to pay extra money on that. You've got to So you've got an industry being helped by the government, and then like an industry like ours is just being absolutely hamstrung, and everything we as a farm, everything we sell, we have to pay VAT on. But there's nothing, we don't buy anything. We can't claim VAT back on anything. No. Literally, it is one-way traffic. It's horrific.
But yeah, it was an interesting video. 60,000 for a month's heating bill. Oh.
Yeah, mate, but one of their fish covers that.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. 3 of their tosai can do in their auctions.
They've got like 25 vehicles. They must have 50 members of the staff. I mean, in this country, if you've got, a staff costs, it's probably double what it costs out there to employ someone. Because the housing...
Our staff wage bill comes in around $500,000 a year.
So you're up against it, and so I reckon China will produce better koi than us, purely because you've got big investment and cheap labour, cheap land, cheap everything else.
Yeah,
they can do it.
Yeah.
It's just not feasible on this little green bit of land where everything costs a bomb, doesn't it?
Well, what's the biggest advantage of breeding koi in the UK then, Rick?
The whole point was to supply the shop. I mean, that's why the shop was there, and we need to produce fish for the shop. We've got the one thing we got on our side is obviously the carriage costs, isn't it? For every fish you buy in Japan, you pay 50 quid for. You've got them pay another 25 quid in shipping and fees and everything else.
And then VAT.
And that fish then comes back at an equivalent value. We can make money against that. If they turn around and said all shipping from Japan was free, then we'd be in a bit more trouble, wouldn't you? Or we wouldn't have the ability. There is the hardiness argument or whatever. With some of our varieties are quite tough. Some aren't so tough. So if you're new to koi keeping and you just want a colourful pond of fish, we've got fish that are bulletproof and they'll feed down to 5 degrees and they'll swim around in ponds that aren't amazing. Whereas then they go put a Japanese fish in there that's of a much higher level, much more than bred, never seen cold water. Typical Jap one died after 2 weeks because the environment it's gone into isn't suitable for a fish that's never seen that. So there is a different market and a different aspect to it. But we're now being chased by a lot of people that want higher end showfish because they realise and they can get them at a much lower price. And
that links in what Super Fergie, sorry to cover you up, but Super Fergie says, when I started in the hobby 28 years ago, I bought English bred koi, but was told if I wanted better quality koi to stop buying them. How wrong were we? And I think to an extent that's true. To an extent.
It's not, but I mean, the level of fish in Japan is better. By the numbers and quality of fish produced in Japan, we couldn't. I remember sitting down to a meeting at CFAS when KHV first come out, and they're like, "We can't stop shipping because of the trading agreements, but there's no way English farms could cover cover what's needed to supply the demand, and it's not even." We supply 500,000 fish a year or whatever. It sounds like a lot, but it doesn't scratch the surface. If Cuttlebrook do the same, that's 1 million. But where do those fish go? God knows, because then you know how many boxes come in. You go to the airport to pick up fish. There's those coming in.
Yeah, there's transit vans full, aren't there?
So it's the market and obviously the level of fish at present. It's just not. You just can't do it in this country for what people want.
Which are the main varieties that perform better in UK water than what you would say importing Jack Koi for?
Well, the Sagi and Shishu are the two obvious ones that they don't tend to go dark. Or the lines we use tend to stay a lot lighter. You know, we sell them. They're light. They're bright. They don't go as dark. And as soon as they hit,
well, the ones that I got out from you, Rick, like blue flashes, mate. They are lovely.
They just don't. They don't. Yeah, but that's part line breeding from our picking the ones that stay like it. And yeah, I suppose in Japan, if you're picking a fish that looks good in your water, you don't know that when that fish goes to hard water and it goes black, you don't give a shit really, because in Japan it doesn't happen. It looks good. You don't know what happens really in someone's pond here. Ochibas tend to stay really good, but they're a nightmare to breed. They're a variety. We, along with Nishikigoi and Adam Byron, whatever, the Deutz ones that got the Shishui blood in them are a bit of a cheat. They're not. They make nice fish. They're really good pond fish, but they're not proper Ochiba, in my head. You know, the proper ones, Wagoi, that have got like the Kahaki pattern, they're a nightmare. So.
People disagree, mate. Quick question from Paul Cunningham then. Do you get to see the koi you breed when they get to 4 or 5 years of age? I'm assuming he means the ones that you sell on. Even in Paul,
yeah.
Joining in, mate.
Only a small amount, and obviously you still learn from them as well. A lot of our customers I'd say it's not so much loyalty, it's they buy from us for years. 10, 20, 30 years they keep coming back. They quite often go and buy. We have a lot of people that come to us and go, I really want a Tancho show. And it's like, well, go and see Matt at Howie Koi. Go and see Gary. You know, I can't offer you decent Tancho showers. We just do not. We don't produce Tanchos at all, hardly. Just one of those quirks of numbers that we don't have. But a lot of people, they go to these places and they might buy one and go, that's 400 quid. I'll come back. I like yours at 40 quid better. So that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
Might be the starfish in their pond, but they're still thinking, oh, don't like spending that much on my fish. Quality costs money, doesn't it? You know yourselves. You go to a breeder, you look at a pond of fish, go, I like them. Next door pond, I prefer them. They're double the price. Double the price again. Suddenly,
and then you have to buy 6 boxes of them cheap fish to get 1 box of the fish next to them because you've done your bloody budget. That's a bit that does mind that in, but it's what it is. But I've got a Kajaku here, Rick, that you sent in. Story behind this one.
Well, a lot of these photos, because I destroyed my phone and I had to use an old phone, popped up on my phone. So something people have been saying to me recently, oh, it's amazing how much better your fish have got. It's amazing the last couple of years you've really, your fish are so much better. And I think the reality is it's not the fish are better. It's the media or the way they're portrayed or advertised or seen is better. So this is a Kajaku bred 12 years ago, maybe. So that's as good as anything we're doing now. But it's quite an old fish. It's just a lot of these photos are from my old phone, and it's just flicking through it, going, "Oh, I remember that fish. That was one of the first ones we did from the Takigawa line."
And have you still got that line now, Rick?
Yes, we have. That's what we've used this year. A lot. Yeah. A big load of them this year because we went away from it. For some reason, you quite successful. Sometimes we're quite successful with something. But then you change it. So we got Mark Gardner's red Kajaku came into the breeding facility. We had all of his fish, and then Samoa Masako fish. And you think you're going to, because the fish as parents look better, you go down that route. But actually, our Kajaku line went kind of downhill. So back to the fish that produced like this one, and it just popped up on my phone. So actually, it's not, that would have placed at the show. I didn't see many Kajaku as good as that at the show.
It's got a nice deep coloration to it, whereas a lot of them tend to be an awful lot lighter than that. The coloration on it is very nice.
Well, the Fukarin
and the Fukarin,
yes, thick, very nice.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we're probably going back at least a decade that we were doing fish like that. And
it's that honeycombing that you see in the Benny.
Yeah.
It just absolutely mesmerizes me. When you get a good one, they look fantastic. What about this one, Rick?
So this is again a Sankis from our old Momotaro line. So this one and the next picture are the same two fish, but to the left of it,
the one on the left-hand side of the screen is lush.
So that fish has actually gone off to a hobbyist. So that's now a 6-year-old fish, and it's gone off for showing, hopefully, up in Scotland.
Well, I'll tell you what,
we do see our fish long term, but the Sanka that popped up there is only because I saw the next photo and I was like, oh shit, the Sumi development. So that's from Nisai to Sansai. You can see the way when the Sumi's coming up all over the place. But this is the old.
But you've gone there from
that Nisai there.
Nisai. And then a lot more development. I mean, that's still got a lot to do, though, Rick, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the yellow bowl doesn't help the way the Benny looks and whatever, but it's the Sumi where the Sumi's come up all over the place.
And this was bred from what? Takagawa line, did you say?
No, this is when we were crossing Momotaro with an old Sudazo line.
Oh, cool.
Sudazo? Oh, that's an old name, Rick.
So it's to try and improve. The Sudazo ones, you get really pretty. It's one of the few Sankey lines you could breed and have maybe 20% of the offspring look like Sankeys, but they didn't grow and they weren't very strong. So we were crossing it with the Momotaro stuff that was big and strong, and we got a few in between sort of stuff. But again, it's a lovely fish. If that finished would compete.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you look at the Benny plate is really quite even throughout the fish. You've got a Sashi line that's really well developed. The Kiwa on the first done is well into Matt's. I can't think now. What Kiwa line is that, Rick? The scallop one.
Marizoni
Kiwa, thank you. Yeah, and the Sumi, well, that's still got to tighten up anyway.
It's developing, but it's coming up quiet. But again, I don't know where that fish is. This is these old photos that just came in. But it's quite nice to go back and reflect. So I went through my old phone and fish that I thought were good. Now you go, oh, they're no good. But some of them were like, actually, that'll be in my top contenders now for growing on.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, the skin on the white skin, even on the head. I mean, it's not fully there yet, but when you look at what's on the body, it's got a good chance, isn't it?
What size did you say that is, Rick?
I think that was about 45 centimeters Sansai. So small for today, but for then that's what it would have been.
Going right, yeah.
Standard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, this is our main
a parent fish or one of your own bred?
No, this is the mainstay of our parent Omasako line. So she's about 8. She was 78 centimeters Sansai. So she's now 80 something, starting to show her age a bit now. But that's with the main. So all the shearers you see at the shows and stuff, that's the fish that produce bugger all black fry. Just
it's a big shiro. Any shiro that can get to that is big.
It's a stunning fish, and obviously, what do you say about it? It's just if it produced more black fry, there'd be a lot more of them about. It doesn't. So that's one of the few fish we strip. We take all of her eggs, hatch all of her eggs, and still end up with a thimble.
What percentage do you get out of that, Rick?
5% normally with the right male.
Yeah.
So normally with a shiro or a black base variety, you'd expect 35-40%.
and you
It's
get
normal.
5. But I can see why you keep trying. Because
It's trying. We can't change it. I've used it with different males this
Have
year. Used with the Godzilla line male. The year before, we used it with one of its own offspring. We used it with a Ginrin male. We used it with a Kawa male. We've got an Agata male to go with it, but I'm not as convinced by some of them. So yeah, we keep trying, and obviously, what do you do? But yeah, she's
Wait,
really,
I know what you should do. Mix some RG92 in with the sperm and the eggs.
yeah, Rick, as you can only see the koi, I haven't seen the koi in the flesh. That parent koi, what are you hoping to get from that? The shiroji, the pattern, the body, or a bit of all of that?
for that fish, it's a combination. It's again, we've only got it because a very good, well, not even a customer of ours, a friend of ours, didn't donate it, sold it to us, but at a nice price.
Yeah,
a long time ago, and the qualities of it are just everything about it. It's one of the few fish. It doesn't become. It carries eggs well. It doesn't become fat and eggy. Grew like an absolute weapon. The skin quality is phenomenal. Everything about it is just like, if that was true, obviously when we spawn them, we don't look after the fish like a hobbyist would. If a hobbyist had looked after that properly, that would have been at the shows, and there wasn't a Shiro at the show, anything like that.
Yeah.
We can everything. So if we can get any of the aspects from it, I'm happy. And it does the patterns, the offspring. We get brilliant patterns. We get really good offspring from it. It's just that numbers.
Yeah.
Is that physically a female thing, Rick, or is it the
No,
male?
I think personally, when you breed Shiros and shows, you get black offspring and you get white offspring, but you get a few that are white and black spotted, should we say, like in betweens, and it's a tiny percentage, and I think that might have come from one of them. So it's got more of the white genetics, which is why I get so few black fry from it. But that, what do you do? It produces.
What about the DK line that you had off of me? Was it last year? What are they looking like now?
Everything about them is good except for the patterns. It just.
And that's not transferring through when you mix up.
I've not mixed that with a DK line one yet. So, but yeah, the problem with the DK line ones, the skin's good, the bodies are good, the sumi quality is really good, but the patterns are absolutely abysmal. And when you come to sell them, if they ain't got patterns, you're
doomed. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
So we've scrapped the DK ones off this year, and we've gone full into back to the Omasako line ones.
I mean, if you could produce that 50 times over, you'd be happy, mate, wouldn't you?
If I could produce one like that, a daughter with the offspring uses, it's close, but it's still not. And she's one of the offspring. We use her and her daughter's now 78 cm for a home-bred fish. It's good. It's not quite as good as.
It's like, right. Let's move on. Story.
Again, it's another one of the Momotaro Sudazo line fish.
I thought it was
phenomenal for smaller sizes or whatever. Really refined. Quality's nice. Again, this is over a decade ago. Just
wow. Well, I'll tell you what. If that was 10 years ago, right? Forget what you're looking at now, guys, in the audience. Koi have moved on tenfold.
Yeah.
In that, wow, that is an achievement, mate. For 10 years ago.
10 years.
Hey, pass me that magazine there, mate. Yeah, sure. Which one?
I think we sold that for about 200 quid.
Right. So this is a cover of a BKKS magazine. Right. When you actually see what's going on in this 20 years ago, sorry. Hang on, what year was this one? I got my glasses on.
You've only got to look at the All Japan Koi Show, Krafty, because when you go there, they've got all the champions in pictures along the top of the.
They slowly go.
Yeah.
Bigger and better.
Yeah. You could. I mean, the early ones, you wouldn't even bat an eyelid to even look at them now. I mean, it's quite incredible, and even only that a few years ago.
I mean, I've got quite a lot of these books, and when you look at the transition in koi body, skin luster patterns, etc., the stuff that gets chucked away now is what were winning shows like 15 years ago. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
You know, and for you to choose get something like that, mate, you must have been well happy, mate. Surely.
Yeah, you are, but it's the market. It's not just having the fish; it's having the right clientele, the right market, and that fish. If that went into a heated pond and someone tried to grow it, it wouldn't go. It just wouldn't. It doesn't work. And this is again why some of the older bloodlines we scrapped off this bloodline, because as soon as you put any food into it and tried to grow it, it just they can't cope with it. It's just not. Slow and steady, you know, you could probably grow that fish for 10 years, get it to 55 centimeters, and it looked nice. Or you could put it in Lee's pond and get it 55 centimeters in 1 year, feed it to the cat.
Yeah, especially when I've seen what Lee does to his fish, mate. I wouldn't buy from him ever. Sorry, mate. And then when I see this, mate, it's like, wow.
So this is a sibling of the other one. So this is what we were getting from the Sodazzo Momotaro crosses.
Wow.
Look at the Kiwa on that.
Oh, man, look how good it is, mate.
Yeah, the Kiwa is lovely. Great distribution of sumi as well.
Yeah, Subo Sumi to die for.
There's very little Subo Sumi on it. Most of it's sat on the Benny. Most
of it, yeah. But it's a nice scattering, isn't it? It's a nice
steppy stones, mate. What you need.
But it's a sort of fish perhaps we should go back to, the producing size 1, 2, and 3 quality little fish.
Yeah.
Because the bloodlines we use now for the Sankeys, they just they don't look good when we don't get little ones like that anymore. That's
beautiful.
And at that time, we're trying to make the fish get bigger and grow faster and look better. So,
I mean the Kiwa is. I mean, you've even got Fukrin in that as well. What size was that, Rick? Can you remember?
That's not Fukrin. That's poor quality Benny in a flash. I think.
Is it really? Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Look, it looks.
I think that's the scale showing a difference in colour rather than depth.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But I'm being honest. Yeah, it's got lovely Fukrin.
and this is quite a nice fish as well.
So this is our Komomri. So we were doing like Gimrin Komomris again 10 years ago before Black Zeus.
Cool.
But again, they don't grow, but they look
jazzy.
Size, little sizes for shows. They look nice. So we've done loads more of these the last year or two. So there should be some good little ones. This one and the next one, number 2.
But how good's that Matsukawa Baki when you see a nice one? Lovely fish.
Yeah.
When you see a nice one, Ginrin Matsukawa Baki or something like that, fabulous.
They might look nice one day, and then the next day they're black. But yeah, little Komomri like that. Now, if I saw that on some of the auction sites now, that'd be like 600-700 quid.
Yeah, without pattern.
This one and the next one were 50 quid each.
I'll get to that one. I'm just adding other photos on as we go. So this one.
And that's one of our old Goshki.
Well, that was the next one in line.
That was it. Right, I don't know. So in 2004, when I went to Kawakami, he wasn't very popular, but his Goshki I thought were amazing. So we brought the parents from him that we've been using ever since. And now they're like, everyone's after his Goshki because they're now super popular.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know,
he goes down to the tail or whatever, but floating Benny like that. This is years.
Again, this is a tick box exercise, Rick. Don't take nothing away from it. All right, the finish would be nicer if it weren't all the way down, right? But ultimately, that is a very traditional Goshki, isn't it?
Mm.
You know, it's not over black. You got the nice gunmetal grey in there. It's like pucker.
Nice Benny plate, yeah.
You know, but imagine, right? If any of us bred something like that, we'd be proud as.
Yeah, we well chuffed, yeah.
But it is the fish you was looking for, Rick, isn't it?
Oh,
that's
nice.
One of the little Gimring, yeah.
Yeah, very nice. I like.
You like these though, Dave? This sort of fish, don't you, mate?
Yeah, I've began to appreciate them more in the last few years. You know, I've done the kahaku and everything, and it's you know, I still appreciate a lot of varieties, but yeah, these are a difficult variety, and when you see nice, they're nice.
The problem with our ones is like this one. If you again 50 centimeters is probably as big as you're ever going to grow that.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Whereas you're not going to get the body, and then like you see like the Dainichi ones where you got the great big bodies and they're 90 centimeters, and you're like, different world. But if you've got a small pond and want little fish that are,
I mean, let's be honest, Rick. I would imagine 85% of people who keep koi in the UK are happy to get fish to 40 cm maximum. More, and probably that's where a lot of them will end up because they don't heat, they don't overfeed, they just
take them along.
Yeah, perfect. They're absolutely perfect fish. But, I like that.
Well, what about progression on that, Rick? What would we likely see with the sumi on that fish? Anything more?
I think they're quite stable. To be fair, that line, the Gimrin Commodities are quite stable. They don't change massively. It's just around that sort of head region you get
a little bit more progression
coming and going. But yeah, there's
I mean,
a lot
that
more.
cost you at Aoki.
That's what it costs customers at Aoki is the better.
Can't even afford elastic bands at Aoki.
But again, so that's again from a Kawakami parent who does any Monroos now that are super popular. Chances are it's the same from the same sort of lineage as those. But again, it's that growth side of it, and get koi to grow big is 10 times harder. So that's where the value or the cost comes involved between something that will grow to 40, 50 centimeters and something to grow to 80, 90 centimeters. You're going to pay a world of difference.
I tell you what,
Rick, if you keep them at 40, 50 cm, mate, and they look amazing,
keep them there.
Absolutely. Yeah, but I'm all for that. It's like, you know, everyone loves like getting their fish massive. But if you destroy the quality by pushing them out too much, then I'd much prefer to have a good looking fish than a big shit looking fish.
Yeah.
So this one, Rick. What is it?
Koyo.
No, it's not. This is a 12-week-old kahaku.
Is it really? Looks like a koyo, doesn't it?
Right. What? I've never heard koyo, Dave. That's a new one on me.
Yeah, it's like
yellow ochibas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never heard of.
I had one in the shop. Okawa has got a fabulous parent set, but they produce about 3 a year.
I think I sold one at the weekend. It was in with a mix from Hosokai.
Yeah.
And it looked like a yellow kahaku.
Yeah.
No, his would be Goshki cross. He does some Goshki Ochiba crosses, the yellowy orange.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was like. I mean, I didn't know what it was. I ain't going to lie. It was like something I've never laid my eyes on before. So.
Well, I've been after one from Okawa. This has been an ongoing joke between me and him. I'm saying, where's my koyo this year? He said, I didn't produce. This year he came up and he said, I've got one for you. And it was about this big. And he just...
Did you take it?
Yeah, I sold it yesterday.
So yeah, this is about 12 weeks old. So this you might get one a year that looks like that,
which is a growing machine.
Kahaku, you can see from the net hole size that is probably 5 centimeters, 12 weeks old. Absolute insane.
Yeah. And how insipid is that? That Benny is so insipid, isn't it, Rick?
Well, yeah, compared to what the rest of this lot are like, that's amazing. That's booming.
But it just shows you how it's amazing how this Benny does colour up, isn't it? Because, you know, I've been on farms before when you're looking at some of their fish and they can look so insipid and you can't see how that Benny can become so good, yet it does.
On some, so Joe's doing a video we culled 20,000-30,000 kahakus when he came down, and they're like, I can't even see the patterns, and you're like, take time, look at them, study them, and you start to see between the plain orange, the plain white, and like the apricot coloured ones, and the apricot have actually got tones, and that's how it almost starts. Imagine It's not plain orange, it's not plain white, it's apricot colour, light and dark apricot, and that becomes stronger and stronger and stronger until you get to this, which is quite obvious. And from this stage, it's just a case of thickening and colouring. You know where you're going, but that is like the one that's probably on that year class. So this is an old photo from 10 years ago again. That was probably the number one Kahaku, even at 12 weeks old. Of
what I mean, the body line and the head on that is insane for such a small fish.
Yeah,
is it really likely to maintain that shape if you've got something like this? Is it
so
like
that one there didn't? Yeah, but the problem is, again, this is where the genetics then kick in, and the shorter head on this one, and then the body, you start getting a fish that's smaller in the head and bigger in the body or whatever, because of that's from the genetics where it starts. So it can look amazing, and then you try and grow it, and
then it just don't develop properly.
Can't hide from that, the bone structure and the genetics it's coming from. So yeah, but I just popped it because it just popped up on my phone. I remember that fish from 10 years ago, that size, out of all the millions of fish we do, because it was just so. You look at it and think, well, that's going to make a nice little show fish, but I don't think it ever did.
That's a shame, man, because I mean, the white skin on that as well looks like it's got a lot of potential. Unless
the trouble with Kahakus like that, so they always peak too early. Chances are it's male, and its development process is too far along for its age, whereas the better ones are still almost you can't even distinguish a pattern amongst them.
Yeah. Right. I think one of my favourite fish that you put on, Rick, is this one.
Yeah.
Just colour.
That became, a couple of years after that became probably the best Kajaku we've ever done.
You produced that one?
Yeah. So, yeah. But it's got weird, the Matsuba one's different on it.
Is it reverse scale?
Almost, yeah. So it's like the
reverse scale,
rather than being dark in the heart of the scale and coming out, it's the other way around. And that fish, we got a photo of it on the website or whatever. But yeah, it went from almost a black tosai, really, really dark, and blossomed into one of the best koi we've ever done.
Seen a couple of those in Otsuka last year. The Matsubamon is reversed. You're right. It catches your eye, doesn't it? When there's one in a pond, you know there's something different about it, and then you catch it and you go, "Oh look, it's reversed." Seen the one in Akamatsuba as well.
Yeah. What colour's the fry on them, Rick?
So Kajakus hatch like just like a yellow metallic, right. So they become like almost a little ogon, and then at about 3 weeks they develop like black in the skull and through the spine.
Yeah,
that's the Matsubamon developing. So all Matsubas do that. At that point, they become that black inside an orange or a yellow or whatever it is. But then with the Kajakus, as they get a bit bigger, you see the pattern break through. But what we found, we don't know. So the environment, if you don't grow them at the right speed at the right time, you don't pull the colours apart. So if we put like 5,000 Kajakus into a pond and almost overstock it and grow them slowly, you'll get huge numbers of key Matsubas.
Right, okay.
Whereas if you put them into a pond, you put 500 into the same pond and they grow a lot faster at that early development stage. It's like it pulls the pigment cells apart and creates a pattern.
Right.
It's a strange...
They've got to be a hard fish to breed, because if they're so difficult to buy in Japan, as Krafty will back me up on this, with good patterns. So often
you pay good money for them and all.
Oh yeah, but they must be difficult because there's plenty of breeders doing them, and you can only imagine that they've invested a lot of time and good money into to getting them better, but they're still so difficult.
Yeah, they're definitely, we've seen it over the years. Yeah, the environment they go in a particular window creates a massive
difference.
The number of pattern fry and the quality of the fry, and it's that instability at that point that makes them a nightmare, because you can invest in the best parents in the world, But if you put the fry at the wrong temperature with the wrong amount of food or the wrong growth at that window, you've knackered the lot. They're no, and it's not an exact science. Unfortunately, we've only got a gist of what we're doing.
Yeah.
So this is a pure Momotaro Sankey. So this is what we went through to. So you get a much better body. I mean, the head structure. So we suddenly have fish that could grow. But
It's got nice pec fins as well, mate. That.
The Sumi's a nightmare on them. So this is where we ended up five years ago, with fish with great bodies, good belly patterns, but Sumi that just
wouldn't come.
Just doesn't really come. It's a nightmare to sell them.
Yeah, well, they just end up looking like shimmies, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Some of them do come good, but it's for 90% of our sales are tosai going into Nisa or whatever, and that's about it. So if they haven't got a decent sort of obvious pattern, then Sumi up or whatever, it's a hard sell. But
which takes you back to what you were saying earlier about the bargain fish. When you look at like Sankey, for example, getting a good one at 7,500 quid when you're trying to produce them from a decent spawn, and this is what you're ending up with. You know, maybe
this one is one of my friends. I mean, of the Sankeys you were sort of praising earlier, I'll buy this one 10 times over. This one's got the ability to get up to a big size. It's got the quality. You're just waiting for the Sumi to come through. But yeah, for selling, it's a nightmare. And what I want and what I'm going to sell is two different things. But yeah,
what about this one?
Again, the Momotaro. We see Momotaro for the Kahaku lines, and again, just it doesn't matter how good a parent you seem to use from that farm. The offspring just don't match the fish they produce.
So is that an environmental factor, Rick?
It's one of those. There's certain farms we do Kahakus from, and you get good patterns, and Momotaro is not one of them. But his fish are amazing, But whether that's a numbers game, they go through so many, or again, it might be the fact that the speed they grow when they're young pulls the patterns apart, or whatever. I think the environment plays such a big role on them early doors that so it's hard to put into words sometimes, but
hard to quantify.
So,
Check me out with a posh word. How's that?
If you've got a farm like down in the south of Japan that can grow they can do a spawning, and they know that they'll get their fry to 12 centimeters by the time they're 60 days old. That's just standard from the ponds, how they do it. Those fish, if I bred the exact same fish and put them in my environment, we'd have completely different pattern fish.
Yeah,
genetically identical. We could cull to the same numbers, but my offspring would look different to their offspring in terms of the pattern and some of the bones, some of the elements about them, just because of the way they've grown in those early weeks, early months. Temperature plays, if you can't have the right temperature for that period, and we don't, so we breed early, and then we have a cold spell, or we have a hot spell, it goes too hot. I mean, they've got a more stable spawn them in April, whatever they do, through to June. They will guarantee they will have water at 24 degrees pretty much that whole period.
Yeah.
And we don't. And I think that makes a massive difference to the outcome. So we have good years, we have bad years, as they do. And up in the mountains, I think they have more variation. But down south, I think there's much more constant. They get it right. They can do that. Repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So,
was this one you bought or one you spawned, Rick?
This is a homebred. This is a homebred Momotaro one. Again, that's sound.
Nice. Benny's good at it, isn't it?
The quality's nice, but about head
white and red skin. Good. Fins are probably a bit oversized. But what size?
Material though, isn't it? It's one of their traits, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was about 55 centimeter sound size at the time.
Mate, well.
So for us, we're going, this is amazing, but then, it wouldn't do anything at a show. It's got so many issues It's just one of them, isn't it? You're like,
And there's zero scalpels involved in any of your fish.
we don't touch anything. It's not.
You know, and that in itself says this is what we produce. Look what can be achieved without any doctoring. So, you know, on that as a younger fish, how long did it take the Benny to get as deep red as that?
That would have improved continually to that point. So it would have looked horrendous as tosai. It would be a soft orange as Nisai, and it just. But again, environment and foods, we don't. If you haven't got the temperature and the colour of foods, you don't get the Benny.
So the grow and show that I done 3 years ago with the Momotaro stuff now.
Yes.
I'm still getting feedback on some of them fish now, and they've gone from that light orange colour into that really deep red, rich Benny. And
I think that's the best event you've done, mate. I've still got mine, and it's just not male or female. It's just one of those fish.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, but the quality is, good.
Yeah, but getting hold of them sort of fish, Rick, is so difficult at the volumes that I've got that day. You know, but it's what it is. We'll keep plugging on them. So let me just take this one down. That puts us there, and then I'll push that button. It switches us all about. That's cool. Right, I'm going to call time.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we need to go over before we close down?
You said you had something to say at the end tonight.
Oh, I did. Talking about a minute.
Lee, I just wanted to thank you for selling me the winning shirt for your Grand Show event. It will be all right. It's going to win it, mate.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Well, I'm fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. But you picked it. I think Seabay picked a pretty nice one as well. Unfortunately, I've got to grow that for him. So, mate, it's me against you.
Did you do all right with them? I don't know how many I didn't turn up till Saturday afternoon because you were too busy.
Yeah. No, it was okay. Yeah, I got a few left. I'm going to take to the Great British, and we'll try to get rid of the rest of them there. But not too bad. It was good. It was nice. Can't complain. I would never complain anyway.
Never.
It's not in my makeup.
Right, Krafty doing something here.
I'm trying. I don't know if it's going to come out. Is it going to come out? Bush. I know we're not all about selling, but I think this is an exception to the rule.
Oh, yes, actually.
Okay. So
99p for a trip to Japan. I'm on board.
99p, that's all you need. Against my better judgment, we've been told we're doing it. On the competitions page, 99p entry, there is one trip available to get out to Japan. However, it's tiered. The more we sell, the possibility of up to 3 winners joining me at some point on a buy-in trip, whether it's this year or next year, irrespective, someone will get an opportunity, and there is a load of instant wins in there as well. So Lee is, you've still got a discount code, Lee?
Yeah, Koi Soldier, whack that in there.
Hang on.
That in there. Lee needs to start pushing
Go on,
the
Dave.
video he does.
So, quick one then, just with this. When do the winners come over? They're going to go over with you and Dave when you go over and stuff?
That's to be decided.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the bit, whether it's this year or next. I'm sort of hoping it's going to be next year because I want to, irrespective, the prize is going to land and someone's going to go out.
Yeah. Awesome.
I've got to make sure that the logistics in Japan, etc., are all sorted out before we do anything. But Pete has kicked my ass a bit and said, right, no, we're doing it, which I'm quite looking forward to, actually. But the chance of winning is huge, and there's to get something for a small amount of money.
Yeah.
Why not have a $5 or a $10 and just put if your luck's in, it's in.
What a trip.
And you also get a budget to spend on a koi in Japan as part of the prize. So
cool.
Right. I'm definitely having a go.
Mate, do you know what?
Why don't you, Dave? You never
Do you know what, Dave?
Dave?
Dave, if you put Koi Soldier in, you'll get money off as well. And I can guarantee you, I'm going to drop 25 quid on this as soon as I get in the pit.
Well, alongside that, Pete's even put lunches in the Koi Cafe because they are nice, and a couple of annual memberships for the golf. But let's be honest, no one cares about that. They want to win a trip to Japan, don't they? But there's also a £1,000 voucher or 400 quid, depending on how much you spend in store. 500 quids, cash back for competition website credit, which you throw back in on the Japan trip. There's loads of stuff in there, and I think that actually Pete and the competitions team they've used and abused me a little bit on this one. But I think I said to Pete, if we do it, it'll sell, right? And let's face it, who don't want to go to Japan? Even if you've been there before, it's worth a tenner, isn't it?
And do you know what?
Room you? Is it like room share?
Yeah, mate.
And do you know what?
I'm going business class on the next one.
Yeah.
But anybody that comes, they're going on the egg boxes in the back of the van.
Exactly. They'll be sitting on like chicken coops with me. But
cattle class.
Yeah, but there's people that's won with 99p like Awar's drums, isn't there? So it's 100% possible. It really is.
And you remember that place, Lee, didn't you?
I took that picture.
You did, mate, and I took one of you in the same place.
You did, like
twins. And then you'll get to see Agata in all his glory. There's you in the background, actually.
Well, me, is it?
Yeah, that's you there, look.
Oh, shit the bed,
There's a good chance that you'll even be on the visit.
Maybe if I play my cards right.
So I just thought I'd share that. Sorry, guys, I know I sort of went against protocol a bit, but I think because of what it is, it's worth a go. And I think Dave may be there, Lee may even be there, and then Rick, you should have a go, and then we can all go out and get pissed.
Imagine the uproar if I won it for 99p.
But it doesn't matter.
Mate, imagine if I win it, I'll be well chuffed.
But truth is,
somebody's got to win it.
If you put your money in, you're in for what do they say? In for a penny, in for a pound.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
For a pound.
And it is totally legit. It's all randomised. We have no control over it. Once we push the go button, it's completely random. Right, so we don't know who's going to win. We don't even know if anyone wins the instant wins. Right, so if all whatever there is, 4 instant win trips, they could all go within the next transaction. On a tenner, you could win 4 tickets.
Oh, hurry up! I want to get on now. I want to get off it so I can get me 25 tickets.
What's the code, Lee? Koi Soldier.
Koi Soldier, mate. You get some money off, so you get an extra ticket for free. That could be the difference,
That
Dave.
could be the difference, couldn't it? Yeah.
Someone won a yellow monkey today for 60 quid.
Yeah.
That's nice, isn't it?
60 quid for a 60 centimetre yellow monkey. Absolutely mental.
What's that 60 quid they put on it?
Oh yeah, put 60 quid on the comp, and then they won a 60 cm yellow monkey.
It's gone, is it?
Gone, mate. But that means I've got a big hole in the pond. That means I've got a big hole in the pond that I need to put another fish in. Gotta go.
Yeah,
but
very cool.
Dave, you've got auctions coming up, haven't you?
So we're going to start doing some YouTube auctions. So yes, please go to our Facebook page and subscribe. We'll bring you some more information in the next couple of weeks. It's still not perfected yet. Somebody's got to show me exactly how it's.
Other way. That's the way. It's always mirrored. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Okay. Someone that way has got to show me just how to complete to do it on StreamYard.
I'll join you on your auction, mate, and we'll work together.
Once that's done, we'll start firing away. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And anyone that was at the show, see Dave's fish, and they're well worth having a go on an auction.
Beautiful.
Lee, what have you got lined up in the future? Anything?
Me?
Yeah.
Mooching around, just doing what I've got to do.
Sales wise, anything?
Mate, do you know what? I still haven't set up my postal service. I went down to DX the other day in my local depot. They don't want to do it. So hard. I mean, I'm struggling. I mean,
have you got an APC depot near you?
There's one that I might go and have a look at on Monday, which is closer.
That's who I use, APC.
Yeah, we use both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So try APC. I mean, you know,
yeah.
that's
And
who
then
we've
once,
been using.
yeah. And once that APC is done, then the old WhatsApp auction group will be a rocking and a rolling. Yeah.
So if you weren't part of Lee's WhatsApp group, join that. Join ours. You got a WhatsApp group, Dave?
Yes, got a WhatsApp group. Yeah. Yes.
Rick, you've got a WhatsApp group. You must be full, mate. Surely.
Oh, yeah, we haven't put any on. Yeah, we're not good. We
At
loaded
the minute, it's still worth being part of it though, for when it does go a little bit bonkers, because yours do go bonkers, mate.
Yeah, we'll get back on it. It's just we're just too busy at the minute. But suddenly, in a month, we'll start doing YouTube auctions, WhatsApp auctions, the whole shebang again. But at the minute, I've got nothing to sell really.
Yeah, well, you're in that choosing stage, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a difference, isn't it? It's like we're a farm, really, aren't we? So you come to the shop now, and the shop's pretty barren. And we go, oh, but I see the videos. You've got loads of fish here, but they're out rowing, doing what they got to do, aren't they?
Or for supply for your customers, your shop customers. Manic Miner, links for WhatsApp groups. If you go over to the Facebook pages, they'll be knocking around there somewhere. No doubt we can share them. What we'll do on the next one, if we get some QR codes sent
we'll put them on here.
I'll share them on the screen, and then we can get everyone. If you want yours on there as well, Rick, fire it over anytime, mate. Absolutely.
Mate, you asked me for a logo, and the best I could do was photograph an old shirt.
Oh, mate, I know, but I sorted that out myself in the end.
We've got to get him a T-shirt now, haven't we? He's been on.
Wait, take the words out my mouth. What size do you want, mate? Extra large.
Really large. I'm back on the football tomorrow. I'll be all right.
So I want a large.
He wants a large. All right. Is that the
No,
way?
that's your turn.
Is that the way? Which way
No,
is
the
it?
other way.
That way, that's it, Dave.
Yeah.
There.
Mate, when he sells a fish, he'll tell you it's got a good head and a tail, and he'll be pointing at the wrong end.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful head. That's the tail, mate. I do apologise. But
Who have we got on next week, Krafty?
it's a secret.
Oh,
I'm trying. I'll tell you where we're at. It's not a secret. We're torn between three. It's just about nailing down one. I want to see if we can get. I wanted to give the show committee, etc., a break away from what they've been doing. But I'm going to try and. Bernie Woodland said that he'd come on the show, and Alan Tate. I'd like to probably get them two on while all the memories are quite fresh in people's head. Now we've got the Matrix, we can go over some things on that. But I need to speak to Liam to see whether he'll allow us to use his images.
right. Yeah, of course.
I'm sure he will. If I can nail that down, that's what will be next week's episode. If not, Seabay. If not, Theo. So there.
Oh, lovely.
So that's what we've got a lot of other people lined up as well. I'm trying to get someone from Mountain Tree to come on as well.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
From actual Mountain Tree. But
I think Chris Giles can definitely help us with that.
Yeah, I've had a good email exchange with them today. So there's possibility, if not in the very near future.
Yeah. Actually, big news on that. I'm getting a big shipment in to put these filters to the test with Mountain Tree Lotus Root in there. So I'm looking forward to getting that. That's going to be nice content for the channel as well. So,
well, don't go anywhere because I've got something to tell you.
So,
Hey, when are you having your open day?
me?
Yeah, was you not going to have one with some Welsh
Mate, you know what? Everyone keeps asking, when's your open day? When's your open day? And you know what? I feel embarrassed for people to come so far to come to my koi garage. I don't know. It's I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. We'll see.
You'll have to have it at our place. Just
I could do. Exactly.
Just down here.
I'll take all the vats up there.
Why not?
Well,
Tafaguchi, I can set up a garage for you.
That's it. Yeah.
mate, you'll have your own pond at Rick's.
He's got more fish at mine than I have.
I know, mate. That's what I mean. But Rick, coming on again?
Well, yeah, it was limited. That it's a nightmare, isn't it?
I know it is, mate.
I'm
But
normally on Channel 3 this time of night. Yesterday, whenever it is, isn't it? Yesterday.
Yeah.
Today.
It's been very good.
It's
Rick.
like BBC. This is like the posh one. I can't drink or swear.
you know how it goes. Well, although you have had 2 pints tonight, I've noticed.
That's because I don't have to drive now because he bailed out of his scouts.
So anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been
well
an absolute pleasure. Just so you know, we're at 198 at peak.
Oh, well. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
Been excellent,
Welcome,
mate.
mate. It was nice to meet you at the show, and I'm sure we'll meet again
Yeah.
somewhere.
Absolutely will.
Over the rainbow.
I think
Over
we'll
the
drag it
rainbow.
down to yours at some point.
Yeah, I'd love to come down, Rick. When, yeah.
Where I am. You'll have to do a Koi live show before Tuberfest.
Yeah, well, what date is that YouTuber Fest?
I think it's the 11th of October, around then this year.
We
So
will do that, Rick. Absolutely, we'll do that, mate. No problem
Yeah.
whatsoever. Absolutely. We'll continue to work together as dealers. That's what we're all about, mate. Absolutely right.
we could make it happen on the Friday. Alan will be there grading his sheros. Lee will have to be there grading.
I'll be
his.
there grading me
Secret
Sankeys.
Right, no secret Sankeys though. But anyway, yeah, like I said, nearly 200. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and the subscribe. Dave, you've had record numbers viewing you today. I'll tell you what they are in a minute.
Excellent.
Me and you, Lee, are neck and neck, which is always good.
Oh, that's good. That's
So
good.
if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It costs you nothing, right? But it will help push this video out to the masses. So hopefully soon we'll be broadcasting to China because Mountain Tree have actually said they will use our material for their promotions.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
As long as we can use their material for our filters.
which is what
Which is what he's
stay,
worth.
stay online and I'll have a little chat with you. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Next
Thanks,
Friday
everybody.
after 7, see you there. If I don't see you there, then you'll have to watch it in the car or something.
Yeah.
Latest status.
Thanks,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.